Hey, what's going on, everybody? Uh, see if you can see me. Hey, everybody, how's it going? Um, this is kind of a pretty emotional uh, stream today. Um, I guess, I think I let some of y'all know some different people uh, really started digging kind of into who I am, digging, into my personal life. And I just want to say, I started off streaming. I think I told y'all just to find like community, find acceptance, and everybody's always been welcome on my channel. I a lot of times, I see comments, people who are different. And so, for the most part, the gaming community is pretty accepting. And I thought that it was a place where I could be accepted. Um, and I think a lot of y'all have been, there with me through thick and thin. But certain people were threatening to put stuff out there about me. Um, you know, some people will say you're born this way. Some people will say it's lifestyle choices. I'm just me. Y'all know that. It's always just been me, and I've always wanted to just always be truthful with y'all. And I think definitely, I try to hide some comments here. I try to on my Twitter. And I think, when people say things about me that, I don't know, I always come out and I'm always the same. And so I just I don't know how to say this because it's not like something I feel like I have to explain, but I want y'all to hear it from me first. Even though I've always like just um you see what I don't know how to say it other than that. So I think I'll just end this part, and then we'll talk about some gaming news and stuff. Uh, so if y'all want to know, like Rune Mamba, if he's out there, Lester, they're probably the two that really drove this, and so I really want uh, I just really want to put the rumors to rest. So, yeah. So y'all, for the last, I don't know, 2 months, uh no one's actually seen it, but I've had a PlayStation 5 up there. So I just want to say that I actually did get a PlayStation 5. I am a PlayStation gamer. I know that that may come as shock to some people, but it's been there for the last 2 months, and no one saw that. No one saw it. And I feel kind of disappointed. But for Rune and Lester, they saw that this last video. They both commented on it. So I thought I would do it. I always knew. I was going to say, no one ever mentioned it, but if you go back to my previous videos, you'll see that it's actually since the new year been right there. If y'all can't see it, it's right there. It's always been there. Um, yeah, exactly, Rouster. Rune, yeah, you knew it was coming. Abby knew it. See you, legend. See ya, vet. But yeah, I've had it there for a while. And I always had said, like, whoever sees it first or comments on it, like, then I would say I had it. So I've actually had it for quite some time. I've been meaning to play it. I don't know. So if y'all don't know, like, true story. Uh sorry if I didn't mean to didn't mean to troll anybody there. Just had a How to get y'all going. I had to, legend. I had to. I learned from the best. You know what I mean? But I started off with the Sony headphones, so I'm not wearing them right now. I'm wearing my Bang& Olufsen gaming headset, but I started with those, and then I ended up going back and getting a Sony TV, and I do want to talk about that. So we are going to talk about gaming news. And when I got that, I always like comparing things. So I ended up getting the PlayStation because I wanted to see if playing a PlayStation versus an Xbox on the the Sony TV made a difference. And so I had it. But it's been back there. No one commented on it. No one caught it. I've even had the box in the background. I've had the disk drive in the background. I'm super disappointed in everybody. If you go back to any of the videos that I've done this year, you'll see it. You'll see it in the playthroughs. You'll see it in the videos. You'll see it in the live streams. It has always been right there on the shelf. So I guess if you're an Xbox person, you're like, yeah, right where it belongs, collecting dust. But as you can see, I have the uh, Xbox One up there as well. And so, yeah, and in the Xbox Series X is down there. So I just wanted to do that. I Rue knew what was gonna happen. So yeah, I didn't mean to give you all a heart attack. But yeah, that's it. So I will probably be playing some PlayStation here coming up. There's actually a couple of games, like I said, Until Dawn is a game y'all know I played all the other ones, so I wanted to get it to at least experience that, as well as some other games coming up. And how can I say, like, I accept everybody if I don't have a PlayStation. So now I have them all. I have PC, Xbox, GFN, Nintendo, and now PlayStation. I had a PlayStation 3 back in the day, but now I have a PlayStation 5. And yeah. But some series I've ever heard. See. Yes, yes, yes. So, but I'll post the link here for y'all to jump in. If you want to talk about that. But I also want to give a huge, huge, huge thank you to Reaver the Beaver, as well as Crystal Surrett. As you know, I announced this weekend that I was going to interview them. That was still planned to be interviewed, just that there was a lot of gaming news. A lot of people reached out to me wanting to get my take on it. And so I'm going to give it to you, right? I love talking business. I think this week had a lot of gaming and business. I love talking gaming and legal. So this week had some gaming and legal stuff. I thought, never that simpleton. And so I do want to talk through those and just like where I fall on that. So I think it's a pretty great time for me to just pivot to that. So thank you all for going along with me and just a console is a no, it's not a console. It's not a console. But thanks for playing along. But no one caught it except for Rune and Lester. But it took them a month and a half. So I just want to say that, hey, CWE, I just want to say that's what happened. So thank you all just for letting me like do my confession video. I actually watched several YouTube videos to do that. So I had fun with it. With that said, all right. So everybody's probably seen a video, news article. If you've been around gaming anytime over the last week, you've heard about like Xbox games going to PlayStation, rumors. Is it a rumor? Xbox brand dying, people turning in their PlayStations. If Eternal Shaddai is still out there, he's telling me, I don't know, Darksiders 2. That's all I got to say to him. It's not a problem. You got a big head. What are you talking? You go back and look at the previous videos. You will see it. Oh, roster. It is. I will pull it down. It's actually the new PlayStation 5 digital, but I do have the detachable disc drive down there as well somewhere. So it's the mini. And it is literally the size of a binder. But with that said, what do I think about the Xbox news? I think y'all always recall, and I always have said this on this channel, which is that let me raise that. I have no issue with Xbox. I have every issue with Microsoft. And the reason I have issues with Microsoft is because it's a large corporation, right? I've told you I've done business with Microsoft. I actually know several of their business strategists, not in Xbox division. I don't know anybody in the Xbox division. I know them in other parts of the business. And everybody, by the way, considers themselves a strategist, but I'm talking about the people who Probably don't build the strategy, but definitely are very hands-on on tracking goals compared to the strategy. And I always knew, well, like, big tech in general, right? Which is big tech in general really has no competitor other than big tech, other than itself. Microsoft, despite what a lot of people want to think, is a big tech company. Hey, Rudix, what's going on? And to me, it's not about like right now. You see, I never like putting games on other consoles, I think is a good thing, right? But some people have said, like, well, this is going to hurt innovation. This is going to hurt competition. My response to this is that the most important signal that Microsoft could have given anyone actually had nothing to do with this week, last week, not even this generation. The most important signal was at the end of the Xbox 360 era and at the beginning of the Xbox One era. You see, at that time, Microsoft had made a very strategic decision, almost philosophical decision, if you will. And that decision was that they wanted to pivot their consumer facing media hardware, the Xbox, to become an overall media entertainment system. Very noble goal. Like great. All the other competitors had something there, right? Amazon had Prime, Google has YouTube, Apple at this point, this is like around 2013, 2014, was starting to be rumored to like they had their Apple TV device and they were thinking about making content. This was prior to that. You had Netflix in everybody's home. So Xbox wanted to do that, right? That's what our Microsoft wanted to do that. And they thought the tool to do that was going to be Xbox. So everybody knows the story about this. They go out, they say this is now a media brand. And what happened? It falls flat. Gamers are like, you left us. This was a very expensive lesson for Xbox to learn. And so instead of changing the strategy, right? Xbox actually doubled down on the strategy. And this is where I think a lot of gamers missed this. All right. Xbox didn't say, oh, we want to make this a gaming device. They said, no, we need to bring our gamers along, right? We need to give them a bone every now and then. And if you ask me, it's around this time that Xbox actually stopped making a lot of innovative games. This is kind of the Darth of Xbox One. And so then you get into Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S. They make another box. They kind of don't really put a lot of innovation in games. So a lot of people were like, well, this is going to be bad for competition. I don't agree with that because I don't think PlayStation actually measures themselves up against Microsoft. Like for me, that's just not the goal. If anything, PlayStation measures itself against other top tier game making companies. And it's just been recently, particularly as they put this huge investment in gaming, right? And people thought, we're like, oh, Microsoft's for us. See, the thing is, Microsoft needs gamers to still be with them in order to make this pivot. Yes, I hear people say, oh, they're trying to make their own like mobile store, or oh, they're trying to put a device on every gaming on every device and so forth. Yes, that's kind of the nascent thing that they're trying to do. The actual thing they're trying to do is compete against Netflix, compete against YouTube, because it's always been the same thing. It's always been a battle for eyeballs. Whether you're on Amazon, whether you're on HBO, Disney, YouTube, Netflix, Twitch, Apple TV, it's always been about that battle when it comes to consumer and tech. And so when it comes to this certain scenario, making those huge purchases, and I'm not saying this is all Xbox, because here's the thing, I don't think Xbox is actually the one making the decisions. And I'll explain that how corporate decisions happen in a large company in here in a second. All these things were to try to get gamers to go along with them during this transition. Not a bad idea. How else do you do it? It's kind of, you know, talk is cheap. And if you can get some really solid bangers out there, it really helps it. It hasn't been till recently, and it's not Activision Blizzard really. It's Bethesda. Okay. The Bethesda deal, in my opinion, was a bad investment. You're talking about a studio that was like a publisher that's on the downside of their trajectory, a lot of money, and at the end of the day, probably something that's about 10 years past its prime. And that right now is what's under scrutiny. Is it because of Starfield? I don't know if it's because of that. I'm not going to get into that. What I am going to say is that is actually the thing that's been a catalyst for a lot of the movement going on. And so now you add on Activision, you add on a few things, and now the people at the company. So let's get to actually who determines if if a certain company gets bought out. It's actually the strategy. So at a large company, everybody talks about this war chest of cash, right? This $100 billion of cash. Who do you think determines or has a say so in who gets to use that $100 billion? See, no one actually, everybody talks like Microsoft and everybody's for Microsoft, right? Microsoft wants Xbox to win, but you have to understand how businesses work. This is the same anywhere. Who created that war chest of cash? Yes, the board is ultimately a sign off on it, but who created the incredible surplus? Shareholders? Maybe, not really. Newsflash, it's Google Cloud. Or not Google Cloud, Azure. Microsoft Azure, Windows, Microsoft Office. Those are the ones, those are the cash cows. Those are the ones, even though some of them are not growing, those are the company, those are the business lines that created it. So those business lines actually have a say so where that cash goes. I know it sounds crazy, but follow with me. Like just trust me on this. Trust me, bro, as y'all say. I've seen it all the time. Whoever possesses the most cash, whoever has the biggest lines of business actually determines where the business goes. That's how it is. If you're a global company, guess what? You could have senior titles in North America, South America, Asia, and Europe. The person, no matter what, the person who has the most senior title, all of them have the most senior title. The person who does the most business has the most say so. The biggest thing. So with Google, or not Google, I keep wanting to say Google Cloud. With Microsoft Cloud, Azure, you can almost assure they had a very large say. And they need to, if you think about it, which business segment got kind of hit most recently? Microsoft Cloud. They didn't grow at the rate that people thought they should have grown. And they knew this a few months ago. So now that they're getting pinched, they're going to pinch their investment. This is now the whole thing of why Microsoft Xbox is trying to go to the cloud, because Microsoft Cloud is so important. It's not about Xbox. It's about the entire company, the entire conglomerate. Another purple conspiracy theory. I see you there, VetCloud. Are you sure? I see what y'all. Oh, this is cool. Shad Eye. But that's actually what's going on. And so when people talk about, well, it's this thing about gaming, no, I've always felt the same way. It's Microsoft. But here's the thing that's even more the sadder truth of the situation between a American tech company going up against a Japanese company. And why I actually made a video saying like Microsoft will never be Nintendo, will never be PlayStation, will never be Tencent. Well, maybe it could be Tencent. That's a different story. But the reason why is this. Because despite both companies, Sony and Microsoft both being a publicly traded company, there's a very big difference in that. See, Microsoft is an American publicly traded company. Sony is a Japanese traded company. But the way companies in these two countries specifically treat their shareholders is very, very different. This is actually why Japanese companies, their stock values are somewhat depressed. And the reason this is because Japanese companies historically have not put investors at the forefront. Meaning, when like investors come along, they don't really give Japanese companies a lot of premium just because Japanese companies historically have not put the shareholder value as the top of mind. And this has nothing to do with like companies. This has everything to do with something called Black Friday in the late 1980s. You see, y'all probably have recalled Japanese stock market just crumbled in 1987. That's why they have the term Black Tuesday. And when that event happened, that crushed the Japanese economy. It crushed it so bad that Japanese people did not want to put their money in Japanese companies, in publicly traded Japanese companies. On top of this, the Japanese government essentially artificially strengthened their currency. So they could actually go out and buy stuff on the open world market and get more for it. When you strengthen your currency, there's actually a weird thing that happens, which means that a dollar today is actually worth less than a dollar tomorrow. And so when you have a situation like that, you don't really invest because the dollar tomorrow is already going to appreciate. So if you're an investor and you're trying to invest in companies, who are you going to trade in? Are you going to go buy the company that's trying to appease you and trying to put their dollars to work? Or are you going to put the money towards a company that doesn't try to appease you and isn't trying to put their dollars to work? Exactly. You're going to go with the first one. And the first one is an American company. And so why do I bring this really distinct principle up about like companies and businesses and world economics and so forth and so on? Simple. When you're not listening to shareholders as much, you're not on the hook to appease them. Means you have time to do what you want to do. One of the if you work for a publicly traded company, one of the worst things about it is every 3 months you have to report. You have to say what you're doing. It's annoying, right? But if you don't really care what those people think because they're not really giving you the benefit of the doubt, you can actually go do what you want to do. And in games, particularly, games are a lot of like movies, entertainment. If you notice a lot of the top entertainment movies, except for Warner Brothers and a few others, they actually aren't publicly traded. Why? Because the investment up front might not pay off for years down the line. So you don't want to keep reporting out on that. You want to raise your money through private means, at least in the Western market. But in another part of the world, you're like, we already have a lot of cash on hand because we never spent that cash on hand. Therefore, we don't need to raise money from investors. Therefore, we can just go do what we want to do. And this is the key point about game companies. The difference between Eastern game companies and Western game companies, particularly the ones in the United States. The ones in the United States are constantly, especially the big ones, always on the schedule, always have to give some sort of update. They always have to appease investors. That's why if you look at the biggest EA, Microsoft, Take-Two, and Take-Two is an interesting one because Take-Two is notorious for ignoring their investors. But when you look at the other ones that are publicly traded companies, they just don't do well. They ultimately try to like get something that works and then make marginal improvements to it. They don't want to take risks. They don't want to change their model. This is why EA kind of sucks, right? They don't change it that much. And at the end of the day, Microsoft has actually been down the same path, except Microsoft had some really, really dedicated people within Xbox. And that's why I say I don't really have anything against Xbox because I know some of those people. They're super dedicated. But at the end of the day, it's still a corporation. They still have overlords. They still are not in charge of their own destiny. And I never, ever have thought that Microsoft is ever going to be anything but third, fourth, fifth place because of the dynamics I just talked about. So when people say, is this bad for gaming, that Microsoft games are going to be on PlayStation? No, not at all. I think that's great. But do I think it actually changes anything? Not at all. Like, no, no, I don't. I think like in y'all have already heard me say the best Xbox published game, the best Xbox published game, yes, I'm gonna say that, is already cross-platform, right? And that's Ori. You can go play Ori right now on Nintendo. So if you want to get any idea, and Nintendo is probably the best place for Ori. It's a platformer, it's kind of like an indie game, but not. And you see that it's not actually one of the top selling Switch games, even though it's probably the market for it. Same thing's gonna happen. Like, despite console warriors or people who are super fans, it is what it is. Is Xbox gonna go third party and just become the Sega? I don't know that. Is Xbox going to put all their exclusives on PlayStation? I don't know that. But is Xbox probably a brand? I think what was probably captured today or this week, if anything, it's just like tech companies over the last year, right? Tech companies have been laying off people. Those workers felt like they had this air of invincibility that they could make so much money and their jobs were super safe. I think that popped last year for tech workers, just like the illusion that Xbox was something other than an arm for a giant corporation. That I think is the biggest thing. And for that, I think Xbox has lost some fans. Don't worry, people will still stay with Xbox because they like their if you like their games, you like their games. Go for it. Some people like EA games, go for it. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm not saying those are bad games. What I am saying though is this idea that somehow Xbox is going to win and take over gaming, I think that popped because that's not actually Microsoft's goal, right? Microsoft's not trying to plant some flag to say, like, look, we're the number one game company. We have the best game. I don't like, sure, if they get there on their way, kudos to them. But that's not their goal. Their goal is to try to spend the least amount of money to make the most amount of money, and that raises up profit. That is their goal. And the way you do that is you cut the biggest expenditure in your game companies, which are actually employees. Well, eventually, you cut enough employees, you cut enough creativity, you cut enough motivation that you start getting in a situation like EA. I hate to say it like that, but that's the truth. So my prediction is Microsoft's going to still hang around. Eventually, I feel like they're going to eventually probably write off Bethesda. I'm not saying they're going to write off ABK, but I believe eventually Bethesda will be written off, just like they did Nokia. And for no other reason than it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't go with their overall their overall business model. But that's not the only thing. That's not the only stuff with Microsoft. So I know I want to talk more about some other stuff. Microsoft is actually being investigated again by the FTC. Right? Because actually, and someone asked me about this, like, what does this mean? So shout out to Crow Resin and Jeff Janak on their channel. So if you haven't been keeping track, Microsoft laid off 1,900 employees from ABK. Kind of within their right, kind of not. The whole reason that isn't necessarily within their right is because there is actual litigation the FTC is going through with Microsoft still over Xbox and the ABK deal. Will the FTC be successful? Who knows? Probably not. But the whole point of the matter is that Microsoft, theoretically, if for some odd reason the FTC was to prevail over their case, it's really hard now to spin ABK off of Microsoft. And if you go back to the actual case, that was what Microsoft actually said. They said, hey, this would act as a separate entity, separate from Microsoft, and therefore it would be easy for them to spin it off. But when Microsoft fired the ABK employees in 1900, they said these are duplicate roles. So if you can see, there's now kind of conflict of messaging. And so what the FTC is actually doing, like, are they going to slap Microsoft with a fine? No. What they're actually doing is something probably much more potent. What they're doing is they're showing a string of lies that Microsoft has told. This is what lawyers do all the time. So eventually, when you try to use those types of tactics again, or you try to promise something in the future, they have proof that you lied. And if y'all recall from the very beginning, I said the ABK deal would go through if two things would happen: extending the deal and restructuring the deal. I always said that. Microsoft said they would never do that. What do you know? The lie detector test said that was a lie because that's actually what they did. Additional to that, they said, "Hey, we're gonna let ABK run the way ABK wants to run." Lie detector said that's a lie. There's multiple lies. And so as the FTC starts to build up its case, specifically as it pertains to AI, because Microsoft's been able to coast under the radar here for the last few years, 2 decades that is, they're building their case against them that potentially their word isn't really worth much. Is it gonna work out in the end? I don't know, but that's what's going on. So, with that said, that's the news. That's my grand reveal, PlayStation 5 up there. That's my feelings on the Microsoft in general. If you just want to sum it up, I've thought for a while that it's not Xbox that has the issues; it's Microsoft that has the issues. I just don't have any faith in their efforts. And if you want to talk even more, like if y'all go back to that Rihanna Pratchett interview that I did about a year and a half ago, she'll tell you that the people, if y'all don't remember, Rihanna Pratchett is the writer for Tomb Raider. When Microsoft signed the timed exclusive with Eidos Montreal or with Crystal Dynamics to do that game. And even she'll tell you that there were people who were not in the gaming division that had a huge amount of sway in the decision making of that game. The same thing goes for every single Xbox gaming division decision. Phil Spencer just knows how to talk executive, and that's probably Microsoft's biggest weapon. But at the end of the day, I think the overlords within Microsoft are calling for some profitability. And that's why things are getting pinched the way they are. But they're going to spin this the way like, hey, let's put this on multiple consoles. This is going to bring more gamers to the games. So great. Awesome. If you like Microsoft games and you want more players to be in your lobbies, you're going to probably get that. If you're someone who thought that Microsoft was going to like somehow create some amazing banger of a game, I don't think that's going to happen personally, but that's just me. Last Garden Trial back Vet Cloud Gaming. All right. With that said, I'm gonna post a link here. Let me know. Y'all have been going off a lot on my way home. Hey Cherry Man, which you mean like something they've done before, like during their Monopoly trial from years ago? Exactly that. Uh Microsoft has been lying to us. Yes, Vet. uh it's let's see. You try season 3 in Diablo. Oh no! My Diablo people are not liking it. I love the time of success made me play on Xbox. Yeah, it worked, but it didn't work overall. And that's what I kind of ultimately will say is that Microsoft's gaming decisions, though good, they tried. But at the end of the day, it's very hard to be as nimble as a smaller company as an especially gaming company. And for everybody who's always talking about Power World or some of these games that are on Game Pass that do really well, every single time one of those games does really, really well with just a fraction of the investment that Microsoft does, it actually hurts Microsoft's own in-house studios. Because what actual business people look at is like, okay, why did we spend 10 times as much to make half as much? It doesn't make sense. So that actually has a lot to do in the decision making as it pertains to Xbox. Because if I ask y'all, who makes more money? All right, this is a true question. So this is who makes more money, YouTube or Xbox? Go ahead, answer that. Let me know who do you think makes more money between those two, YouTube or Xbox? You can cheat if you want, but go ahead. Tell me who do you think makes more? And I'm going to tell you why that's an important metric to understand. First, I want to paste this in here. Hey, Rudix, how are you? I know you're probably with the missus, so thanks. Murder Man, what's going on? But yeah, just let me know. Who do y'all think makes more money? YouTube makes more. I agree with that, Trez. Trez. Murder Man, I agree with that. And here's why that's really important. Because if you recall, Phil Spencer, way back, we're talking cloud, all right? We're talking Game Pass. Phil Spencer tells you all stuff that's very revealing about the mindset. He said Google has YouTube, Netflix has Netflix, Amazon has Prime, and we want Game Pass to be the same. Why is this really important? Because if you actually look at how much money is generated by YouTube, by Netflix, by Prime, and the expense associated with that, that gives you a model to understand what Microsoft wants Game Pass to be. Another metric. Who do you think, y'all just said YouTube makes more money. Who do you think has more employees between Xbox and YouTube? I'll give you a second. Give you a second to figure this one out. Sea otters make more money. We all know that. Sea otters and dolphins, and y'all know I have probably some videos of sea otters. But who do you think has more employees? YouTube or Game Pass? And you're like, Purple, but these don't compete. They do compete. Because it's very hard to do both at the same time. Watch YouTube and be on Game Pass at the same time. Sure, you could stream to YouTube while being on Game Pass, but the vast majority of people are only going to do one or two of those at the same time. And if the battle is for eyeballs, this is where it comes down to. So, if you said YouTube had more employees, you're actually wrong. YouTube probably has about 40 to 33% of the number of employees as Game Pass. That makes a big difference. So now we see Game Pass actually costs more and makes less. That means it's less profitable. And when you're a business person, you're trying to see like how you measure up. And that's why I said Microsoft's biggest competition is not Sony. Xbox and Microsoft, their biggest competition is the other big tech companies. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. They're the other big tech companies. They're themselves. And so that's why you're seeing kind of the things play out they're supposed to play out. 2D's actually and play a game and watch. Rouster, you can do both. Most people, man, I got this water. Most people cannot. And so I actually feel bad for what's going on. I don't really care too much about Microsoft. I already told you all my feelings on Xbox. Ori's the best game. I don't think they've come close since. Um, but I feel bad because I think a lot of people were really big fans of that brand. And like I said, it's kind of this not for all of them. Some of them will still be big fans because they like the games over there. And rightfully so. If you like Forza, if you like Halo, that's your jam. This has no bearing on that. But if you're someone who's like you held out hope for something different, I think this has been kind of like an unveiling and or like this sense of loss. Not like we lost the console war, but this loss of an image of someone or of a company that you believed was something other than what it is. Orcas have more money as they orchestrate. Oh my goodness, Holtz, that was good. That came out of nowhere. That came out of nowhere. I have Forza has been on it all week. See, Holtz, you like it. If you like it, you like it. Like I said, if you like the games that are on it, there's no bearing. It's going to be the same thing. It's going to be the same thing for a long time. But if you're someone who is hoping that there was going to be something bigger, no, I think Microsoft's days of innovation, and I hear people say, oh, we have all these games coming out. I get it. I would be surprised if all the games that have been announced actually get launched. That's my theory. That's my thing. Yeah, if it's I know a lot of people don't want to say that, but it's the truth. I'm just tired of feeling Microsoft trying to piss on my head and tell me it's raining. Yikes! Hopefully they're not doing that actually. Murder Man, I don't know. I think what they're trying to do, they have to bring you along, right? They need gamers. They need their console gamers to make this transition. That's the whole thing. Um, I think just right now, recently, the plan hasn't gone as smoothly just because, and it's not just an Xbox issue. All of gaming is not growing as fast as people thought. And so and that's including the pandemic and the pullback, and it's just not growing as fast as people thought. So the same issues that are plaguing Embracer are plaguing Microsoft. That's what I tell people. People are like, "Oh, Embracer, they lost the Saudi Arabia investment, and now look, they hoarded all these studios, and it's bad for gaming." The same mindset. It's the same businesses. It's the same bankers, right? Who are advising on both deals, and they're saying, "No, don't invest as much in gaming." That's just the truth. So when you see, like, it's not like there's one gaming company that's doing really well. Like Twitch is laying off people, um, Microsoft's laying off, Embracer's laying off people, Take Two's laying off people. Just basically every company you can think of is laying off people. Sony's laying off people. It all is affecting the same thing, right? They're all looking at the same metric, which is basically it's not growing as fast. If it's not growing as fast, that means that your revenue projections aren't going to be as high. If your revenue projections aren't as high, that means you can't cover the cost that you initially projected. If you can't cover the cost that you initially projected, you got to eventually cut costs. And what's the easiest thing to cut? It's actually the hardest thing, but what's the fattest piece of the cost of any company? Most of the time, it's your human capital. So that's how it is. I mean, I'm not trying to say like I'm trying to make this seem like it's bigger than Xbox, but I'm just telling you where Xbox fits in that. And why Xbox behaves somewhat differently than some other competitors. And a lot of it has to do, again, some of it has to do with like where these competitors are. Are they a private company? Are they a foreign company? If they are a foreign company, who are their stockholders? Who are the people who are the overlords? Like in Japan, the interesting thing about Japan is, like, remember I said like the overlords in America are really about, it's like profitability. So it's your shareholders. It's like they really dictate a lot. And I'm not talking like little shareholders like me. I'm talking like institutional investors, like big time people. That's like kind of the overlords of corporate America. But in other parts of the world, Japan's really unique because in Japan, remember I told you like they weren't really investing in shareholders. They really weren't investing in their own technology. Well, in Japan, what they ended up doing is the companies started investing in each other. So you have these weird ownership rules in Japan. Like it could be like Mitsubishi owns part of like Toshiba. It's like weird. That's the best way I can explain it. And Mitsubishi is probably the wrong way. Toyota owns part of like Toshiba. It could be something like that. And so when you have these like complex relationships, what ends up happening is it's really hard to for companies to all of a sudden change ways because they may be able to, because their actual overlord is another company. They have like very protectionist type of policies. And so, again, when you mix that up into a gaming type of segment, you start to see why some of the relationships in Japan, why certain like PlayStation has some of the exclusivity it has. No matter what. It's Microsoft could try to outspend it, but it's because they have these really complex ownership relationships that many times play to the advantage of it's like a company that's gonna lose out because Microsoft's gonna bid is gonna say no, and they have the right to say that because they're part owner of the initial company. It just gets really complicated. Dropping is that it? Is that what I'm trying to do, Murder Man? I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to give y'all like as someone, and I don't really work in gaming that much anymore. I still may have a client and where they may need a sales pitch or something, and I may help on that end. But like I probably not nearly as much in gaming as I was maybe like 2 to 3 years ago. But I do know the complex structures and having had to put together the decks, having to talk to the board, talking about risk. There's just so many things that I kind of feel bad in a way because I think a lot of times gamers really believe, and they should, that they're number one. And a lot of times it just has so many other things to do with it that it takes away. And I know some of the people at Microsoft, and some of the people in Xbox. No decision maker. So I'm not gonna say like I know Phil Spencer. Like, no, I talked to the dude, but I don't think that dude knows me. I talked to Sarah Bond. I don't think that chick knows me. Um, but I do know people who kind of like report up to those people. And then are like and we'll just talk about strategies and stuff. And they won't tell me anything like super secret. Like they'll never tell me that. But we kinda went to the same schools. We come from the same, like, consulting backgrounds, so, like, I know how they think. So, yeah. She's curling 90 pounds. I do not curl 90 pounds, roster. That's you. That's you. But if you do wanna jump into the chat, please let me know. Again, I wanna shout out Crystal Surratt and Reaver the Beaver. They gave up I was gonna interview them today, guys. It's a love story, 2 gamers. I don't wanna ruin it because I actually can't ruin it because I don't know it, but they gave up their slot today so that we could do a community purple shade because of all the news going on. And then Jeff Janak and Crow Resin, they kind of like pushed me over to do this episode. I originally was not going to do it until next week, but they kind of like talked me into doing it. I think a couple of y'all were on that stream yesterday, and so yeah, so I thought I would talk about it. And I haven't done this in a while. I've been doing a lot of interviews. I wasn't around last week. Um, Actually, I was coming back from out of town last week. That's why I couldn't do the interviews, or I couldn't talk to you all last week. But since y'all didn't ask, what, you know, I have actually been playing PlayStation 5. What I will say is I do like it. I'm not gonna say like, oh, it's so much better than Xbox. Like y'all, and let Ori is probably my favorite exclusive out of both platforms. But I do look forward to, like, playing certain games on PlayStation. So I will be playing Darksiders on the PlayStation 5. Hey, Lester. Lester, I gave you a shout out for being the eagle eye person who saw the PlayStation 5. However, you and Rune did not see the PlayStation 5. Like, it's been there. If y'all go look at any of my videos over the last month since the new year, because I bought this like 2 months ago, by the way, and it's been up there. No one's seen it. It's been up there every single stream. No one's seen it. There's been times where I will deliberately point to it and no one would even call it out. Like virtually every single time Obi Rose said, "Hey, you getting a PlayStation?" I'd be like, "I'm not getting a PlayStation." I would like point at it, but no one called it. Can you try Forspoken and tell me how it is? Yeah, I will, Simpleton, when it goes on sale. I think I'm gonna like Forspoken. It's got a story to it, so I think I'll like it. I also think, despite Shadai, if he's out there, Shadai telling me that he told me Helldivers 2 looks like Outriders. I was like ecstatic. I love Outriders. But I don't know. To tell you the truth, I just need more time to game. There was someone who talked to me. It's this dude. I was talking to this guy like 2 weeks ago. Not like a date. We were like both at a banquet. And this guy, like, he like, if you looked on his LinkedIn, it says Nomad. And I was like, "What does that mean? Did you found a company called Nomad?" And he's like, "No." He's like, "I'm actually a nomad." And I was like, "What the hell do you mean you're a nomad?" He's like, "I just kind of like travel and write books and do that." And he's serious. This dude just has like an Instagram blog and he just travels and he writes books and he does whatever. So he's like in this really enlightened space. Like he's like all about like he only lives out of a backpack and he just goes places. Don't ask me how he funds this because I still couldn't track that down. But he asked me this question because he was like in this like super enlightened meta space. And he was like, "What would you do if you did if you had no job, money wasn't like an issue, what would you go do?" And I said I would go play video games because I just don't have time to play video games. So yeah, that's your next job, Nomad Wit. We need to talk about that. But with that, we got Holtz coming on. Holtz, what's going on?
I've always wanted to be a nomad.
Really?
Yeah, let's slow that down. It's a bit too high, might
What?
a few years ago, I used to watch YouTube videos, obsessed with the idea of just getting my laptop and going to places and just doing digital work across the world, and I just never got the dream. But yeah, I wanted to be Holtz the nomad.
I know, but this dude really does say that. And he's like, yo, like I'm working on my autobiography. And then dumb me, you know what I said? What's it about?
Was about his nomad
It
lifestyle.
was about him.
Yeah, but his lifestyle, his approach to the nomad, or was it literally, was he a famous person that you didn't even click on? It was him.
No, he wasn't like a famous person. It's just a dude I met at like they somebody wanted me to like meet him because sometimes I do like talks and stuff, and so they wanted me to meet this guy. So I met him, and we started talking. Super nice dude, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm a nomad," and I was like I like didn't get it, but sure enough, he was here. Then he went to Japan, and now he's spending time like in like Malaysia. It's kind of weird. I don't get
See,
it.
he's living my dream. He's already visited Japan. How old was he? Was he a young guy? Older guy?
He so define young, define old. I'll tell you.
I would say, okay, like, come out of college, like, like, sort of like 25,
No, he was
26,
probably in
or
his
was it like, sort of like the point,
his
like, at midlife, sort of, he should be married, kids, but he's just decided 40, whatever, I'm
uh,
going somewhere else.
we have Isabella, y'all. Isabella's a pro at Fall Guys. Isabella, we're gonna be probably playing Fall Guys tomorrow, just so you know. So hopefully I see you there. But I see you, Isabella. So no, he was probably in his early 30s, early to mid 30s, I would say,
I mean, that's a good age to sort of travel
to
the
be a
world,
nomad.
get out your system, yeah. I wouldn't like to be a retired, aged person doing it, unless I had some financial backing behind me.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out what he did. And so I asked someone who invited him to this thing. I was like, what does he do?" And they're like, "Well, he kind of like does this thing with points and miles and it like pays for itself." Like they could not tell me what he does. So I've now come to the conclusion anytime someone cannot tell me what they do, like I don't need to know like how much like your job and so forth. But if you can't tell me like, "Oh, I won the lottery," or, "Oh, I have investments," or, "Oh, I sell drugs," or some just I don't care what it is, but you're not gonna convince me that purple can just become a nomad, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, if you're doing, like, digital background, like, you're an artist, you're a programmer, stuff like that, you wouldn't need to be at a home base, would you? You can just go and do whatever you want. Stock invest there.
Yeah, so I think that's fine if that's what he said, but that's not what he said. Anytime I got back to, like, what was he doing, he's like, "Oh, I'm writing my autobiography."
I met a nomad on, the last cruise that I went on. His name was James. I met him, he was having a pint, and, I don't know how I got started start speaking to him. I think 'cause he was the same age as me, and, he brought up work. "Oh, it's complicated." "Well, what do you do?" Then I found out he was a AI, AI consultant, and he was also doing renditions, like, using AI to sort of encapsulate rooms of ships and hotels and stuff like that, showing the actual perspective of a room. So I started speaking to him. "Oh, I love cameras. I love cloud systems. I love AI." And I just started speaking for like 4 hours. And he was a nomad as well. He just lives off ships and moves around the whole world taking photos of stuff. And I was like, wow.
Well, yeah, I don't believe it. I
I
believe
thought,
that these people have, like, a pension fund, like, they have, like, some type of fund, some trust
oh, I
fund,
see.
and they're
I see.
trying to, like that's what I believe. Like, I believe because like, a lot of people now, especially, like, in the age of, like, under 45, the millennials, darn
Oh,
millennials,
yeah.
ruining
I'm one of
everything.
them damn millennials.
You're
Yeah.
a damn millennial.
Them, yeah.
Anyway, your generation and below holds, they like to, downplay wealth. And so it's you but there's still wealthy people who are millennials. And so I've come to realize that a lot of these people try to pretend that they don't have wealth. So they'll go into not for profit. They'll become nomads and act like they're like super enlightened. It's like, no, you had a dead uncle who gave you a lot of money.
Well,
Don't try to convince me you're
it annoys me
something
when
else.
I see them on YouTube, especially when I see especially young women, for example, and they live out of a truck and they're going round all the world on beaches with a dog. And I always think to myself, how brave's that young woman going round all the world in these dangerous places on barely any money? Then I realise, nah, she must be getting funded somehow and stay. She's doing. People must be doing it for the YouTube content creator, and then they actually are staying in luxury hotels and stuff like that. They're not literally as nomad living in hostels or back of a car or so, as they led on, should I say?
Yeah, and as I see, becoming
Because
a pro.
wouldn't the idea just leaving work right now with some money and just going in a car and driving off with your laptop, that'd be perfect.
Yeah,
I mean, imagine, for example, I could be a content creator playing computer games. Just, oh yeah, I'm using the cloud system in America or Japan or something like that, and just the dream.
I mean, I think it'd be cool, Holtz. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't think it'd be cool. I just feel like, in Severin, you can downplay it. No, because you don't see. So Severin, you just came in. This dude literally says he's a nomad. Like, and he's trying to get. He might be watching this,
Well, the only greatest thing that I possess is
but
happiness.
what you said is what?
Happiness.
Happiness?
You
No,
never
because
you never
they walk around.
you ever heard that song? Happiness,
I've
happiness,
heard it.
greatest so yeah.
I have maybe, probably. Should we pull it up? Who sings it?
I think it's Ken Dog?
No,
Ken Dog.
I've not heard it. I'm not following you there. A nomad? Yeah, Severin, this dude, just like like I met him. So y'all forgive me while we catch Severin up. So I met this guy that people wanted me to meet, not on a like a date, it was more like a professional thing. And in his LinkedIn profile it says nomad. And so I thought he like founded a company called Nomad. It made sense to me, right? And but no, he actually says he's a nomad. He just like lives out of his backpack and travels and writes his
Would
autobiography, which
wouldn't
I
that be
found out is
amazing?
about him.
Wouldn't that be amazing going on a date and the first thing you said to someone was, "I checked on your LinkedIn." You're like, "Why are you prying?" First thing on a date. I was just
It wasn't
curious.
like that. I just was like, so yeah, I know I purposely don't check people. I like to let the date unfold.
I
You
I
know,
I
when I
I
used
like
to date, they didn't have LinkedIn when I was dating. Say it like that.
before them millenniums.
Mm,
I'll tell you what, I like asking hobby questions. I don't
yeah.
really like the idea, like, "What do you do with it?" I like the hobby question. "What's your hobby?"
Or how do you spend your time? And y'all, since Obi Rose is right here, Obi Rose, this is for you, Obi. This is for you, Obi. You've missed it for 2 months. 2 months, Obi. Out of everybody, I thought you would catch it. But look what's right there. It's been there for 2 months, Obi.
I saw it. I
You
saw it.
saw it, Holtz?
Yeah.
It's been there for 2 months and no one said anything.
I
No
think
one said
I think
anything.
last time you were shown down the thing. But purple, honestly, it's been there for 2 months. How come you got no lovely purple, faceplates for it?
That was too hard to look up. Y'all know I'm not.
Oh, that sh PlayStation Direct, purple faceplate. Type it in, you might see your color. You might see the actual just type in purple faceplate, PS5 purple slim
I
faceplate.
mean, I had to take off the faceplates because I have the detachable to it. Oh
Have
wait,
you
yeah, Obi. I know, Obi, you missed it.
have you put a bigger SSD in it?
Not my business. Have I put no, Holtz, I don't play that many games. Come on. I don't know how
Oh,
to
yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
yeah. Not them powerful games, them little, I've bought so many indie games the last few weeks, it's unbelievable.
Indie games. Tell us your top indie games.
Well, we all know we talk about, like, Little Nightmares and stuff like that, we've all mentioned stuff like that in the past, and I was watching Kai the Konichi, and she was playing games like, The Cub and, Arise and stuff like and it was just all, like, these
Rise is
dark
good.
it was, like, all these, like, dark aesthetics with, like, lovely music, meets, like, cutesy, and I just thought to myself, "Oh, I'll watch this one," and they were only, like, $2 each, like, they were, like, 90% off, and every time I keep on watching the video, I keep on going, "And I'll buy that one, and I'll buy that one, and I'll buy that one," just hoarding these indie games, and, as you know, with indies, it's just they're just simple with great mechanics, and the story and the directions are always powerful. Most of them that we
A
play.
Arise's simple story is super powerful. Like, Arise made me cry twice.
Yeah, so
Like, and I don't cry. Blasphemous 2, no. Severin, no. No one's playing.
did you check out the Cub?
Which one?
The Cub,
The Cub?
yeah. It's a post-apocalyptic world to the like, action platformer. And what happens was humans has destroyed planet Earth and moved to Mars. And what happens was all the fauna and flora and the creatures of Earth are sort of mutated. So the seas are pink and killer plants. And you're just like this little scrawny human that finds this Martian's helmet. And he puts the helmet on. He can hear the DJ in Mars talking about what Earth used to be like and playing all this lovely music. And it's actually quite good.
I may play it. I may play it. And I may play it. Let me answer. So people are telling me to put the PS5 in the closet and run a cord. Actually, this one it's like the size of a binder. So I'm okay with that. As you can see, it sits on my bookshelf.
I mean, I know we were joking saying about the PlayStation 5, saying what was wrong with them curves, and I was like, "Well, why don't you put a picture frame in front of it? You don't have to constantly look at it." Now
You
here you
could.
are. Yeah, would you like, "Oh, look at me slim model."
Yeah, I said, "Give me the slim, make it a little smaller," and I get it, and so I'll get it. I actually got it literally, like, right as it was, launched. Y'all just never saw it. Severin says he saw it, he didn't say it's none of his
No,
business.
Purple, do you know what, right, let's be honest here, we're all in Discord, we all saw it, every stream, we've shown pictures, and we just went, "Let Purple have a video." Isn't that right, chat?
Is that what y'all said?
We all knew we all knew it, we was like, "Let Purple."
Well, thank you for letting me, do my video. Well, Holtz, come back on because we got another guest, but come back on, Holtz. I wanna continue our conversation. I'm gonna bring on Lo-Fi here in a second. But, y'all, that's Holtz. Holtz will be back on. Y'all know thank you, Holtz, for staying up. But we wanna bring on Lo-Fi here. And Lo-Fi? What's up?
Yo, what's up,
Oh,
brother?
Lo-Fi, what's going on?
All this talk about Microsoft, I don't know. It reminds me, I've been doing a lot of salvia lately, and I had this weird trip with a green wizard, and then he was saying like bibbity bobbity boo. I don't know what he was talking about, but then the gold wizard, and like they were kind of arguing, but not really. It was more of a debate. The gold wizard said, one in the hand's worth two in the bush, and then the purple wizard came in and said, the proof is in the plane, and that's when I woke up and here I am.
Well, thank you, Lo-Fi. The
And I think
wizard.
that settles it, honestly.
I think that's it. Oh, I'm glad you're here. I'm
Hey,
glad you're here.
how are
Biddy
you?
body boo.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I just thought I would come on here and I would share this revelation with everyone. I mean, it's not it's not what you think. It's not I've seen worse.
yeah. Yeah, was that one of his cloudy thoughts? One of his cloudy dreams, for sure. I don't think that's a side effect of cloudy thoughts. You know,
Oh,
I mean that might be cloud 9, but that's something different. I don't think that's a cloudy thought type of thing. I just got Lost Words on Switch for about that much. Lost Word, I can't see. Lost Words is a good one too. Actually, Rihanna Pritchett did Lost Words, and it was on Stadia. Sad.
ooh.
Oh, and if the Sugar Man PSI will turn into a pumpkin. I think it might. It's gonna probably stay. Yeah, I've gotten used to it being up there. Oh, there goes Eeyore. You didn't know there goes Eeyore, and there goes my little Lamote that Robolica did for me, or I won from Robolica's stream. Uh that's what's up there. Hey Zarina, perfect time to pop. Zarina, I've been doing Fall Guys. I would love to see you come. Zarina's actually really good at Fall Guys, y'all.
I suck at it. I'm horrible at it.
Horrible.
Yo, you're not horrible. We have, if there's, Isabella was in stream earlier. She was in chat earlier. She's kind of a little mini pro. I don't know how these people in Fall Guys are so good.
That's what I'm saying. Every time I play with like
No,
Wilson or something like that, and he's like a pro at it.
no, we're all pretty bad at it. And all I can say, like, so I died, and then I would go watch one of these like pros. Like there's like 3 or 4 of them that come by. And I'm like, how are they doing that?
Yeah.
Like they're like doing things like they're like doing double hops. Like I'm like, what the heck is
Wall
this?
hacks. Yeah.
It's like, what is going on?
Yeah. Gary's mod. That's what they're doing.
I think I don't know what it is, but I was like, okay, yeah, it's that time when you realize like you're not going pro. You know,
Mhm.
like when you play a sport when you're a kid, or you're like, oh, I can go pro, and then
Yeah.
there's a point that you run into someone who is
That's
really really
like
good.
when you're playing a game at home and you get high score and you're like, oh, I'm really good at this, and then you go to somebody else's house and you're like, oh, I'm not
Yeah,
even
you're like, I
talking.
don't even like. You're like, what the
I've
heck?
never seen this game before in my life. I don't know what you're talking about.
I've never done this.
Yeah.
I'm just I would love for you to come. I'll try on Sunday. I would love for you to come, Zarina. I might do it Friday. Sunday, there's a Super Bowl going on, Lo-Fi.
What is a
There's a Super
Bowl?
Bowl going on Sunday, and Taylor Swift is in the Super Bowl. I know, like that's
I
all.
thought it was just the Taylor Swift show.
Like,
That's what
yeah, literally, one of my analysts was like, "No."
I was like, Taylor Swift show. I'm gonna barbecue.
Yeah, I was like,
We're
"What are you
just
talking
gonna
about,
grill.
Taylor?" And they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, it's Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift." I'm like, "What?" I've come to the conclusion that Taylor Swift is dating Travis Kelce, and because Taylor Swift has like single-handedly raised the ratings of the NFL, um, the reality TV series known as the NFL season is going to have Taylor Swift's team win.
Oh, dude, this is what I think. I think Taylor Swift
What's
takes
gonna
all
happen?
her money. Wait, what? Who's she date? What's the guy? What's the team he's on?
He's on the Chiefs.
He's on Chiefs. Okay. She's gonna bet all her money on the 49ers. Dump him the day before. You know what I'm saying?
I love
You know where I'm going
this.
here?
I love this.
That's it.
You know, she could actually do that. The thing about it is, I think Taylor Swift could dump him. He can't dump Taylor Swift.
Oh no.
That's like powerful if you think about
Yeah.
it. Like he can't.
You know how many
Because
people
he
would
would
hate
be
him?
hated.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Two not football people talking about this is great. Curl, I'm dead serious. Hey, Crystal, hi. I got my chicken. Hey, did you? Jaws, so glad to see you, Jaws. So y'all, if y'all did not hear, Jaw was hacked. Did a Jaw super thank you for letting us know, but Jaw was hacked. But we're glad to see them back. Chicken wings are so good. So I'm in New York, y'all, and
Oh, rub it
we
in.
have it's kind of an emergency that my family kept calling me about today.
Uh-oh.
Because you know I live with my mom and my brother now, Lo-Fi.
Everything's
And
okay.
the emergency is my brother cannot find a place that does hot wings near my house.
Uh-oh.
It's huge. This is huge. It wasn't like a text, it was like a call.
Oh.
And multiple
And you're in New
calls.
York. You're saying there's
Yeah.
not a hot wing place.
Yeah. So we so I was like, okay. So like we went and tried,
This is a crisis.
he went and did his homework.
Yeah.
He did his homework. He like was going to
Reconnaissance.
delis. He was going to like pizza places.
Mhm.
He was going to all these places. He can't find a place. So this is now. I've come to the conclusion that where I live is like the Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
How do
What?
you not have chicken places here? Like chicken wing places.
Is there anything comparative to, there's
Like
not a wing
tofu
place.
wings,
There's not-
Lo-Fi? Are you telling
Well, I
me
mean-
tofu wings?
I mean, just something, fun like wings that's around nearby.
Like what? Like, are you talking about like the Impossible Wing? Is that what you want us to
Oh,
try?
no. I'm not saying wings at all. I'm just saying like maybe there's like a burger place that's like, hey, well, I don't have wings, but there's this burger place right here that
Who
they
does
make
burgers on the Super Bowl? No one.
What do you eat? What do you eat on the Super Bowl?
First of all, I only I actually probably don't eat anything normally. I just watch commercials.
Yeah.
But
Which
I think
you
I
heard
do
about
re-
the commercials this year. They're gonna play it safe.
What do you mean they're gonna play it safe?
Well, because everybody's gets all offended easily, so all the commercials are gonna be safe.
I'm offended that all the commercials are gonna do safe.
Yeah, they're gonna suck. I went to watch the Pro Bowl this year, and I was like, "What flag football?"
They're- The fact that you watch I don't even know. That's not something I do. Get regular wings and lots of Frank's Red Hot. See,
That's
Zarina, we
something I
might do
regularly do.
that. We might do that, but that requires my brother to do stuff. See, this is my brother, y'all. That I also told y'all
I
that
don't have DoorDash.
so he went and did DoorDash for all the top-rated wing places around here, and he said they
Ooh.
all sucked.
Ouch. Well, you know what the Gold Wizard said.
What? Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Yeah.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Hey Reaver, thank you. Reaver, I gave you and Crystal a huge shout out. So if y'all did not know, I was going to initially do this show with Reaver and Crystal today, but they were so gracious for us to push back a week to talk about the Xbox news and for y'all to get my worldview on world economics and international business. Air fryer is a must. So I have. How do you do hot wings with an air fryer? This might be a solution.
I don't know how to do them with the air fryer.
Buy some hot sauce. So I feel like y'all talk to my brother a lot. Here's the reason why. He's the one that wants wings. He's the one that wanted the PlayStation. And then I end up having to go buy this and do all this. And so when y'all say go buy hot sauce, I feel like y'all are saying, Purple, go make hot wings for your brother.
I just picture his controller covered in wing sauce.
Yes, his controller that he made me buy so he could play both an Xbox and the PlayStation, and he's yet to play it.
Ooh, so you don't need wings.
Same thing with Mortal Kombat. I bought Mortal Kombat. He has yet to play it.
Y'all have any good takeout around?
Like, what do you mean good takeout? Like Chinese takeout?
Like anything that's like just good.
Yeah, we do. We have like pizza. So we might do pizza. We may do pizza.
They don't do wings at the pizza place.
That's kind of sacrilegious in New York. New York and pizza. Like if you're a pizza place, you're a pizza place. If you're a pizza and wing place, you might as well call yourself like Domino's or some crappy pizza like that. Can't do that.
Dedicated to the craft, eh?
It's a pie. Like they keep calling it a pie.
Oh
and,
no,
and I understand why they call it a pie.
Why?
We talked about it. It's a pie. It's a pie, y'all. What Zarina said, preheat.
Run that.
Zarina, sounds like you're. See, this is why I cannot have women on the channel. They're guilting me into doing stuff. You can't use your motherly ways on me, Zarina. I refuse. She's ran into this. This is super mom. We have so many amazing super moms out in chat. Shout out to all of them. No, what hot? So y'all say Frank's hot sauce? I like Frank's. But it's not my favorite hot sauce. I like Cajun hot sauce.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Gotta have that.
Louisiana style, huh?
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Louisiana gold. Talking about gold wizards.
Oh.
I can't see. It says my hometown is a football town. We have a bunch of those kinds of foods. Football town. I'm from Texas, and I'm not joking. Where they literally pray to football before each football game. That's not an exaggeration.
Not an exaggeration.
That is not an exaggeration. I don't know what constitutional things they're breaking, but every single it's like public schools pray to football before the football game in Texas. True story. And God bless Texas football.
Yeah.
They don't say it like that. They say God bless Texas high school football. That's how they say it.
Could you imagine an all Texas Super Bowl?
A roll would explode.
Oh.
A roll would explode.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
All of a sudden the solution to hunger would be found.
I mean, if you had an all Texas, I don't even have to worry about this. You want to know why?
Everyone wins.
No.
That's all I'm saying.
The reason I never have to worry about this is because the Cowboys will never make the Super Bowl again. That's why I have no reason to worry about this ever happening again.
You make a point.
Like the Texans could probably do it. Like I actually believe the Texans.
They almost did it this year.
Would
with a
never
rookie.
do it. Like it's impossible. They're not gonna do it.
I can just talk trash because I don't care. I don't care.
Praying before fall. It sounds like a new religion. It is a religion, Reaver. It's not a new one either. It's one of the oldest religions in Texas. I would actually say it's like the only religion in Texas. Like every other religion masquerades as Texas high school football religion. That's what I'm gonna say on that.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. Okay. Y'all think I'm joking. Go watch a YouTube video of a Texas high school football game and you tell me that they're not praying to the Texas high school football gods. Okay.
Where's the dislike button?
What? Jeff, how do you unscare? What are you talking? Jeff, how it's America? You know, it's so weird.
Herb doesn't have a channel. She has a Chanel.
A Chanel. Hashtag
It's
raffle. No, it's so weird. I started watching Jeff. You know, well, I didn't start watching. I've been watching Jeff, right? And I don't know if he has like Dallas Cowboys and Canadian football or something. He has something in there. Because for like a month straight, all I got recommended were Dallas Cowboy fan channels. But the catch was they were all from Canada. And so it was weird. It was the weirdest thing. Like they had these like Canadian accents and they were drinking Canadian beer in these bars and talking about and they were hurt that the Cowboys, and I was like, that's America's team.
Like, take off, eh?
Yeah, exactly. You think I'm joking? There is a bunch of them. And I was like, what is this? Jeff, it's a thing. It's a thing. And we're talking like people getting mad. Like, y'all think that console wars are bad. Like, this was like people were crying. Like, it was weird. And they were all crying like Canadian.
Yeah, I can't understand Canadian crying. It's like
it was weird Canadian crying. It was like it was weird. It's like they wanted to say that they were sorry that they lost, but they were angry that it was a weird situation because you know Canadians apologize about everything. And so like it was the weirdest thing. It was the weirdest thing. Don't know a single person with a Canadian accent. Zarina, you have a Canadian accent. How can you say this?
Well, now there's going to be the UFL with the Canadian teams, and that's going to be pretty cool.
Oh my goodness, they're saying they don't have it. They are North America's team. That's too long. North America doesn't even. I don't even think North America gets along. You know what I mean? Like North America isn't even like its own thing. I deny everything. You deny everything. Oh my goodness. But it's true. It was just weird. Y'all can go check it. I'll have to post some of those videos.
Hot wings though. There's not like a kebab place or something around there that's just like, hey, I make these weird little like a shop. There's nothing.
What is a kebab?
I don't know. It's like a meat on a stick, right?
Is that what it is? You put meat on a sticky. Is that a kebab?
I don't know. Because then if you ask people, like ask Colts what a kebab is, he's going to tell you some kind of sandwich. It's a sandwich.
I have stopped asking Holtz about like certain foods. He told me to try a meat pie. And
yeah.
So I actually tried one of these things.
Well, have you ever had an empanada?
I have.
That's kind of like a meat pie, right?
No, empanada is actually good. A meat pie is disgusting.
Yeah, empanadas are delicious.
like I don't know what happened there, but they are not the same. They look the same. They are not the same. Okay. Like I don't know what happened. It's one of those things that did not translate over the Atlantic there. I love kebabs and kebabs. Who's kebab? They'll pay for the wall. Serena, they are going to pay for the wall. That's what I've been told.
Meat on a stick will pay for the wall.
I don't know. Serena's getting dangerous in here. A kebab is a meat on a stick. Yes. That's what it is. So you're literally telling me the only thing difference between a kebab and a what do you call a marshmallow on a stick? Does it have a fancy name like kebab?
I think it's just a marshmallow on a stick. But
See,
then if you
this is
add
why
a
people make
cracker
fun.
and chocolate, all of a sudden it's more than you thought it was before.
What? That's more than you thought. That's why I get it. Like, why doesn't marshmallow on a stick have a fancy name like kebab? This is weird. I don't like this language.
Yeah, English sucks.
I blame the English. I call it a marshmallow on a stick. Oh my god. Oot and about. Megatron is from, where's Meg from? Meg is from not Newfoundland. Where's Meg from? She's from where they always try to find treasure and they never find it. That's her. I can't think of the name of it. Nova Scotia? Isn't that where Meg's from? Doesn't eat one since it's not an actual food itself. What do you mean it's not an actual food? S'mores. Nova Scotia? Yeah, I thought it was Nova Scotia. Catch it. All right, I can't see. Later. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you for stopping by. I can't see.
She's from planet Cybertron.
Megatron X. Plus, let's be honest, meat on a stick is much more exciting than a marshmallow on a stick. Whoa. We're not going to do that. We're not going to discriminate here.
Whoa.
Not going to discriminate here.
What about marshmallow rights here, guy?
Marshmallow rights. What does that even mean? We're talking marshmallow rights here. You know what? When I was younger, speaking of marshmallows, I always wanted to see what is it? The thing on Ghostbusters, the giant marshmallow dude. I always wanted him to fight the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Right? And the Michelin Man all at once.
Yeah. Like, I don't know why. Like, I always wanted that. And I never got it. But in my book, something tells me the Pillsbury Doughboy, this is controversial. I think he would win. I'm going to say, I think he would win.
Would he win? Yeah. Yeah.
Because you got to think he's used to people like punching him. He giggles when you punch him in the stomach.
Ooh, weakness, though.
That's he's like,
yeah.
Like
yeah,
tickles. Those are tickles to him.
Oh, I see where you're going now. Okay.
You see? So, you see what I'm saying?
You could be wailing away right in his, like, what do you call that spot? His pillberry. In his pillberry. You just hitting him right in his pillberry. And he's just giggling away. And you're not gonna be able to take him down because he's gonna be giggling away, like you said.
He's just giggling away. Like, yeah. I think the Stay Puft Marshmallow. So Zarina, I hear you on this one. But here's the thing. I've never seen the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man win a fight. He lost to the Ghostbusters.
They had to cross the streams, though, didn't they? No, that wasn't that.
No, they did not. No, they did cross streams. They did cross streams. They did. Great movie, by the way. Great movie. I love that line. Who did you think of anything? Did you think of anything when they start seeing it? They were Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters are actually superheroes. I stand by it. They crossed the streams to be Gozer.
Yeah. They had a cartoon, right? Superheroes.
The real Ghostbusters had the cartoon. Ooh. Don't talk about Ray. I love that. I love it. so many lines in that movie. I'm telling you, Ghostbusters 1. And I talked to y'all already about Groundhog's Day, I think. I watched Groundhog's Day I watched Groundhog's Day last Friday on Groundhog's Day. And it was hilarious.
Have you seen Severance?
Severance or Deliverance?
Severance.
Which one?
Severance. It's on
Severance?
Apple TV. Yeah, it's like a
No, I don't have Apple
series.
TV. Tell me what the cool people are watching.
So it's been out for a while, and I think they're working on a second season. It's like where like you get a job at this company, but you have to sign this agreement to where like you don't remember anything from work, and while you're at work, you don't remember anything from your home life. So
What?
when you walk out, like they go down this elevator and immediately forget everything from the day, and they just go home. And then when they clock in, the same thing happens. They forget everything from home. So it's like this perpetual, like stuck at work state.
I feel like I don't know if that would be a blessing or a curse.
I don't know. It's a trippy show.
Oh my gosh. Serena's now talking about canon for Ghostbusters. Like she might be a bigger Ghostbusters fan than me.
Yeah, I haven't got to
God
see any
damn
of the
it.
new ones. What do you think of
You
the new
haven't
one?
seen the all-female cast one?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
I like them all. I told everybody I like them all.
Yeah. I need to give them a look.
Yeah, doesn't it? I feel like that's what I'm saying. I don't know if it would be a blessing or a curse if I went to work and I forgot everything about home.
Well, then, like the way in the show it kind of plays out, it's kind of like it's a blessing, but then there's a part of you that's forever stuck at work. So it's a curse for that part of you.
Unless you go to work. I mean, it's going to get really dark. Unless you go to work to escape home.
That's kind of like maybe what the main protagonist is kind of going through, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You're kind of hitting around it.
You know? In the army, I ran into a lot. That's the weirdest thing. In the army, I ran into a lot of people who would, they liked it because they would come super early. Because, you would do like PT around like 6, 5:45, 6. And then they would stay super late. And I'd be like, hey, Sergeant Phillips, why aren't you going home? And they would be like, ma'am, I don't like going home. But I'm like, you have like, whether it was both wife and kids or husband and kids at home, and they're like, I don't like going home. It was so sad. Those people would always deploy. It was weird. It was weird. I don't want to escape home. Exactly, Ja. I wouldn't want to do that either. But that's what happened. I haven't watched Afterlife, though, so can't speak on that. I do have the 4K Blu-ray, though, so I will at some point. 4K Blu-ray. Y'all know I love 4K Blu-ray. And thank you, Severin, for correcting me. That is 4K Blu-ray and not 4K DVD. Severin gave me a hard time about that, y'all.
I'm kind of a homebody. I really don't. I don't like crowds.
I mean, I think I'm at the point right now where unless, how should I say this? Unless I really have some reason to go talk to you, like why I don't necessarily need more friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
It's I'm kind of cool. I know what I like to do.
Yeah,
So
there was
like,
a time in my life where I used to get excited about meeting new people, and it's not. It's really not that anymore.
yeah, I think so too. I'm like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm gonna be nice and cordial to people, and there's some cool people out there. Like people in chat, everybody's cool.
Yeah, I
But
mean, I
just
met those
going
wizards. They were
out-
cool.
I don't know. I don't know. That's just me. Like I have Remy, my dog, and I have video. Like I can't even beat video games. Why do I want to go meet people? Like that's my thing. I have video game. Wait, I don't even have time for that. I don't even have time to watch movies. I don't even know where any of my time goes. This reality you talked about, Severance, is starting to make me believe it's my life. Because I never have
The audiences are arguing over DVDs and
DVD. Oh,
Blu-rays.
okay. You can't get a 4K DVD. DVDs hold a max of 8 gigabytes. So Severin gave me a hard time about this. It's a 4K Blu-ray. DVD isn't a dev format. They still make them surprising. DVDs are so. Oh my goodness, they all still make DVDs. I still consider it. It was. A lot of titles don't get a 4K release, but still release a normal Blu-ray. These are all facts. These are all facts. Um, they still have DVDs because I went to a Barnes and Noble. Yeah, they still have Barnes and Nobles too, and they have DVDs. It's kind of a weird thing. And there's 4K, there's Blu-rays, which what I like about the Blu-rays, like the regular Blu-rays, is they're blue. They come in a blue thing. And there's the 4K Blu-ray, and that usually says HD 4K Blu-ray at the top.
I'm just waiting for Elon Musk to just beam it straight into my head.
He's not going to do that. And what do you mean beam it? What is it?
What, like the movie? Like I'm just like
He's going to
right
just
my brain. You know, you seen that? What is that? The Apple Pro, whatever the hell. And then they got that Elon Musk has the thing they put in your brain.
Elon Musk and putting stuff in your brain.
Yeah, you hadn't heard about that? He's got the, what is it?
No.
The Neuralink.
I think no, Elon Musk proved to me he was a proof point that there is no correlation between smarts and money.
Yeah.
Like no correlation. None. Like I'm just saying the dude's like an idiot. Like I honestly think the guy, like, that's a guy who needs friends.
I mean, yeah, he
needs friends.
I'm kind of there with you. I don't think he's an idiot, but man, he's an idiot.
I'm just saying. I mean, I never met the dude, but I don't like him. I don't like the dude. I just think
he trips me out. I don't know. I don't know what to think.
I don't know. But yeah, he said, did you read this? Elon Musk said supposedly they did like a human brain transplant last week. Is that what you're talking about?
No, he has this thing called Neuralink, and they actually like implant it into your brain.
Yeah, the human brain transplant.
No, this is so you can your brain can interface with the computer through thought.
I can already do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can already do that. It's like when people say like, "Hey, Purple, like we create this machine to go back in time." I'm like, "All right, I can do that."
Yeah, but this is supposed to like help people with like if you're paraplegic, it might help you be able to walk again. If you have like say if you have like a prosthetic arm or something, you would be able to control it just with your mind.
And it's working. He did this? It's working?
They've done tests on animals. There's been animal testing like with
What do you think about that? What do you think about testing on animals? What do you think about testing on animals?
I it's tough because some things I don't think can be furthered without it.
So here's
because human testing's weird, right?
So what's the difference? So here's a question. This is to chat as well. What's the difference between testing on animals and eating animals?
Yeah, sure.
You're just like, sure.
No, so like I think where like you eat the animal, right? Like it's not like pain and suffering involved. Where like if you're testing an animal, there could be some.
How do you know? Like we boil lobsters. We boil lobsters.
Oh man, I've seen videos of them jumping in. They love it.
What?
With some butter. They're like, give me that butter.
Elon bought Twitter and destroyed it, basically. He did do that. He did do that.
He did.
He did do that. So I don't know if that makes, but Serena,
I think he should just join the cast of Saturday Night Live and do that. Just forget Twitter.
Elon?
Yeah. Start acting.
Man, I remember when Elon Musk was considered like Tony Stark. People were trying to make this comparison.
Well, I mean, dude, he's a human being. Like he's got his good stuff and he's got his crap. just like
I
anybody.
mean, I agree. Tony Stark has his good stuff and he has his crap, but that doesn't mean he's Elon Musk. Like, that's an insult.
Yeah. I think that it was just because he's imaginative. You know?
Wait. Did you, Severin? Are you serious? Ambi or Crow? Check. Are you serious? Severin's saying lobsters pee from their face.
Yeah, I believe it. Look, have you ever seen their face?
What does that mean? What does that have to do with where they urinate from?
I'm just saying they look like the type of thing that would pee from its face.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. Just gives me that vibe.
Eating animals, lobster
I met a
pee
few
out
people
their
that give me
face
that
from
vibe.
openings located at the base of the second antenna. Well, there you go. Crow had it. Wow. That.
Hey, you sure that's an antenna? You sure about that?
That's true. How do we know that's an antenna? Eating animals is a way of life, but using animals for tests is wrong because the animals being used hurt internally. That's true, John. I'm just asking. I'm not saying to go test animals.
Right. I mean,
anything.
in certain cases, I'm cool with it. Like if it's like, like maybe it's helping the animal. Like, they're testing it on them to see if it works. It helps them. If it helps them, then they can use it on us or try it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's ethical questions. These are interesting questions. These are interesting questions. But the lobster, it puts an interesting spin on the movie The Lobster. Have you seen The Lobster, the movie?
I have, but I don't remember a lot of it.
Colin Farrell.
He was going to become a lobster, right? If he didn't find love.
Yeah. Exactly. I don't want to ruin it in case anybody's actually seen not seen the movie.
One time I was at a party and I fell in a deep sleep and someone reached in and grabbed this thing. It was a rock lobster.
What's the difference between a lobster and a rock lobster?
Rock lobster?
Is that like a rock and a lobster?
Yeah. Yeah, that's like no, it's more like a like a bikini surf party lobster with a surfboard and maybe he like a guitar, maybe even.
That went over my head.
You never heard the song Rock Lobster?
No.
What?
Why should I know Rock Lobster? Who sings Rock Lobster?
The B-52s?
What the heck? What the heck?
She has no. Yeah, you're right. I'm waiting for the reaction.
I've heard this song, but I never knew that it was called Rock Lobster. He was saying Rock Lobster.
Yeah, he's singing about lobster. A rock lobster.
This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
Hey, where's the rainbow and the star? The more you know.
Where's the rainbow and a star?
Yeah, the the more you know thing that goes.
Oh my goodness. Wait, what are you saying? Reading Rainbow?
No, the more you know. Like when you were a little kid, they would do those little messages and it would be like, dun, 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 and a little star and a rainbow would go by.
What are you talking about?
Man, were you a little kid ever?
Do you know what Reading Rainbow is?
No, and she was asking me if I was talking about Reading Rainbow.
I know what Reading Rainbow is, but this has nothing to do with Reading Rainbow.
No, this is not Reading Rainbow. This is like NBC, like
Yeah,
after
it's
school special stuff.
NBC. Yeah, okay, I see. Yes, it's like NBC.
Yeah.
No, I was like
They would
grown
give you
in the
some
80s.
PSA and it would be like, the more you know.
My goodness, y'all are making me like question things. I'm like, did I miss something? Did I miss like a Schoolhouse Rock episode or something? Like y'all are like all on the same page. I'm like, what the hell are y'all
Yeah,
talking
I
about?
got her with the rock lobster, and I got her with the more you know.
I feel like I honestly missed like a Schoolhouse Rock episode or some class everybody took, some after school special, because y'all are all on the same page. I'm like, what are you talking about?
It's the Mandela effect. It's coming in.
Obviously it is. Because I'm like,
It's
I have
coming in
no
strong.
idea what you're talking about. This is literally like, wait, remember a few years ago where they were like, is it a blue dress or a gold dress?
Oh yeah. What
Actually,
color
let's
was
do
it?
that.
What color did you
what
see?
is-
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do this.
Let's do this.
Okay, so we're gonna do it. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna see what people see. Okay, we're gonna see what
Okay.
people see.
What do you see?
Just let me know what y'all see, and we're gonna see. What do you see here? What do y'all see here?
I see skies of blue.
That's that's what I think is so crazy, right? Can you see? Oh, you can't see it. Okay, here. This is it, y'all. What do you see here?
Yeah, is it blue and black or is it white and gold?
What are y'all seeing here?
White and gold.
I see white and gold.
Yeah, everybody sees white and gold.
It's probably blue and black.
Everybody sees white and gold, though.
Oh, well, then this is bullshit. Shirt.
What?
Blue and black.
Primo, Yannick, what's going on? Exactly.
What up, Primo?
There are 4 lights. There are 4. Is it? I see. Like everybody always sees white and gold, and I totally see where they can see that. I don't understand why some people see that it's blue and black. How do see? That's what I don't get, Holtz. How are you seeing that? That's blue. How are Severin and Holtz seeing blue and black? It's white and gold. It's clearly white and gold, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's I don't know how that works.
It's crazy. White and gold.
Mind
White and
blown.
gold.
I always wonder that, like, do we see the same colors? Like when I see green, are you really seeing the same? Like,
Obviously,
actual...
this is like clearly looks blue and black to me. Holds, as you see, it's white and gold. I'm colorblind, I guess. I don't think colorblind is that one. Left brain versus right brain. I have no idea. I have no idea. But that's it. Like, you know.
Oh, did you get your free Epic games this week?
What is this? Like the Epic giveaway?
Every week they give away a game.
Did you hear Epic is partnering with Disney?
Ew.
What was that?
Ew, Disney's just like, oh, you got something cool? We'll get in there. We'll mess it up. We'll make sure.
No,
it's
what I don't get is how's
correct.
everything going to Fortnite? It's like Fortnite's like I don't get it.
Fortnite.
I see cyan and magenta. Those are big
More
names.
like Fortnite.
Those are big names. Which part is blue, the gold or the white? Serena. I know she did that. Disney's a poison to everything they touch. Everything they
Yeah,
touch.
it always starts out great.
Fork knife. Yes, they are going to make a Disney verse a la meta. I have no, like, I don't get that. Like, I just don't get Fortnite. I guess I don't understand Fortnite. I see Rudigs playing Fortnite with the Rudiglets. That's about the extent of my Fortnite. Don't be hating on Disney. Oh, there goes Crystal. There goes Crystal.
No,
What's your
no.
favorite Disney movie? So
Nope.
usually when someone says this, you gotta understand.
Disney has done well with their own IP. It's other people's IP that they have taken over that they messed up.
So are you saying Marvel? You don't think they did well at Marvel?
Nah, I don't like. But I mean, other people's opinions differ. But I'm just like, it's too much. It's too
Star Wars? They
much.
didn't do well with Star Wars?
Mm-mm, mm-mm,
You're not a fan of the Star Wars?
mm-mm.
I think
Loser.
I am.
I knew that was coming.
I
Loser.
I think Disney has. I think they have a decent track record. I'm not a Disney hater. I think Disney. I think they're. I mean, I respect the mouse and Winnie the Pooh and Eeyore.
Yeah,
also
that's what I'm
heard
saying. The original stuff's great.
Sleeping Beauty. Ooh, that's Crystal going deep.
Yeah, I was you sing in the shower. I had. Have you ever seen what is that one? The Robin Hood. The oodle ollie golly woody day. It was in my head.
Oh, with the fox
Yeah.
and the tiger or the lion. Richard the Lionheart is the lion.
Yeah.
And there's a rooster.
Yep, there is a rooster.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
Fox.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
You know which Disney movie I really like? It's because it's one of my favorite Disney songs. The Jungle Book
Mm,
and the King Louis song.
love the King Louis song.
I mean, that's a classic. I don't understand why that's not one of the greatest jazz songs of all time. You know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah, you're talking about when
I
he's
wanna
like
be
ooby
like
dooby.
you. I
wanna
want to be
yeah.
like you. I
Mhm.
love that song. I love that song. Tarzan was my first
Yeah.
Disney movie. Look at this. Look at all this Disney love. Disney has lost their way. Look at Severin just crushing everybody. What do you think their way is? Severin, what is their way? You want Disney to just be princesses and talking animals?
I think they
Bare
should do.
necessities.
Do they
of
have a
the-
suggestion box? I would be like, more fart jokes.
Of course you would. No, I mean, Disney had so many great. You know what was one of the most popular Disney movies that I just recently saw? The Aristocats.
Oh.
I
No,
just saw
all
that.
types of
It's
that
based
in that.
upon a true story. Did you know that? Or it's inspired by a true
I've
story.
I've heard the joke of Aristocrats.
No, the Aristocats.
But there's like a famous joke called the Aristocats.
But how does it go?
I don't know. You're not gonna get me to do that one. It's like the worst, most terrible, most offensive joke ever told.
And it's about Aristocats?
It's called the Aristocats, is the name of the joke. Bob Saget's famous for telling it.
Yo, have y'all heard of this joke?
Yeah,
The
it's
joke
the
is the
most offensive joke
Aristocrats.
in the world.
What are y'all talking? Is it a bad joke?
It depends on who's telling it. But yeah, it's horrible. It's terrible. It's disgusting.
Y'all are gonna make me watch this stupid joke.
Oh yeah, you should go check it out, but
I gotta
privately.
go watch this joke now. I gotta go watch this. Look at Severin. Their stock just went up, Severin.
Oh, what do you
know
think
that-
about the George Carlin AI?
Aren't they suing?
I heard they're suing, but what do you think about it?
So what do I think about them having George Carlin AI?
Yeah,
Like,
like did you watch it? Do you know anything about it?
well, I know that they're being sued because of it, but I don't know. Like, explain to me what's going on.
So, there's this podcast called Dudesy, and it has like Will Sasso and one of his childhood friends, he's a writer. So, the podcast is all ran by an AI, and the AI's name is Dudesy. So, the podcast is funny, but Dudesy does these 1 hour specials sometimes, and it came out with one a while back with I think Tom Brady. It was his impression, Dudesy's impression of Tom Brady, and doing stand up. So I don't know. I think that went over like a ton of bricks. But then they came out with the George Carlin one, and at the beginning it says like a whole bunch of times, this is my impression of George Carlin after, studying hours of his jokes and all this other stuff. This is just my impression. So I don't know. I don't know if they really stand a chance in court suing them because they didn't charge any money for it. They're not making any money in it. Like I said, they say a million times, it's just an impression. And I kind of enjoyed it. I don't know if those are the thoughts and opinions that George Carlin would have, but if he did, I think that's the way he would have said what he thought.
This is crazy because I can see both sides of it.
Yeah.
Because, like, if they're using George Carlin's jokes to help inform the AI,
Right.
you know what I mean? Because isn't this what Cat Williams got? Like,
I found it hilarious.
I do think that you need permission of the family. That's where I'm going with Simpleton. Oh man, this AI stuff. So tell me, what is the difference between AI and Clippy from Windows? Like, I don't know what the difference. Like I don't get the like. If it's just me, maybe I need Zarina to explain this.
It's a good
Like-
question.
Like, what is the difference between AI?
Oh, don't even give Microsoft the idea to bring Clippy back with
In Clip-
ChatGPT's brain.
I'm just
somebody's gonna
saying
do
they
that
do
now.
the same thing.
Yeah.
Like it's like a more advanced clip. Okay, I get it. They made it more advanced. We're
Dude, the
past
Carlin
regular-
thing is kind of like, because it's like there's moments of like, dude, it is spot on at times.
I mean, Clippy judges people. Ooh. So is that what they is? They
Could
put a filter on Clippy and now they call it Chat GPT? Jesus. Can you
They've
imagine
been-
that?
They've been just cultivating over all this whole time. They're like, oh, you hate Clippy, huh? Now
Added
Clippy's
$1
gonna take
trillion
over the
in
world.
market value just because they reintroduced Clippy. It's crazy. This is a brilliant move. Good job, Satya. And y'all Xbox people are mad at him. Look at what he did. He brought back Clippy. Look at that. Clippy's
Who'd
going
have
to be on
thought?
the Super. Clippy's
Who'd
going to be
have-
on the Super Bowl. It's Chat GPT.
Who would have thought Clippy would be our overlord? But I mean,
I'm
who
not
would have
going to
thought
give
Trump
him
would
that.
have
I'm
ever
not going to give him
been a
that.
president?
Not going to give him that.
Yeah.
But jeez.
You would ask me like 10 years ago, like, oh, you think Trump's gonna be president? I'd have been like, what?
Simpsons did predict it like
Clippy's gonna
20
be
years
your
ago.
overlord. No.
Let me see Severin's doom and gloom post.
Clippy is the
Disney-
new Xbox.
If Disney doesn't change course, they will be doomed. Doomed. I'll leave it at that. They have enough money to tough it out for a while, but can't keep losing money. Speaking of Xbox,
I like how you read that because that made me think of Invader Zim. Doomed.
doomed. That's how he said it. That's exactly how it. Clippy is the new Xbox. Clippy is the new Xbox. This is y'all are going deep. This is a Thursday night. Y'all are going really deep with me thinking Clippy is the new Xbox. Or is Xbox the new Clippy?
Oof. Ooh. Ooh.
Right?
That just mind blowing.
Right? Clippy is a pre-program to assist. AI generates new content based on user input. Primo, something tells me you use the new Clippy, aka ChatGPT, to come up with that answer.
Wait, is this really a thing? Clippy's back.
Clippy failed? How does Clippy fail? Oh, I don't care about peasant boxworks. I will say what I want. Oh my goodness, this is such a. My image of Severin is just this person. It's like, wow. Oh, how did Clippy fail though? How does Clippy succeed versus fail? No, I'm all organic. Oh. Clippy has been known as many names like Ash Jeeves. Jeez, what happened to Ash Jeeves?
I think it's still around.
No way. It's ask.com. This is horrible.
Horrible.
I don't even know where to put the question in.
What about hamsterdance.com?
What?
See if that's still a thing.
Hamster dance. No, it takes me to GoDaddy.com.
Ouch. That's sadness. That's
Clippy's
very sad.
Clippy is putting all your names on a list. When Clippy activates the T1000, you'll all be sorry. T1000. Is it the T1000 on our site though?
Ooh.
Or am I missing something? They all evolved into the Chat GTP, the Chat GPT. Your image is incorrect. I'm a mute man, and I'm really not that animated. Really, I'm pretty docile in most cases. Actually, useless unless provoked. I said useless and unless provoked. I hear you, Severin. It's just my image. I'm not saying that's how you are in real life. I'm just saying my image. Just my image. Now, no, Severin. I said you're not. You're not useless, Severin. I just remember when Clippy came out, there was a lot of hate for it. Yeah, it's like Stadia. That's what we
Yeah,
should
the
do.
problem with Clippy is you would be in the middle of something and it would
And
just
it just
pop
pop up.
and in inappropriate times. Like, what? I don't need you. Go away. And it just wouldn't go away.
Wit, look, this is Wit says, I miss the wild, wild west days of the internet before the ads and paywalls when we didn't need a nostalgia filter.
Yeah, you just anonymously hated on people and they just accepted it. I'm
Done.
saying. Done.
You would just put ASL. That's how you introduced yourself. ASL.
It sounds terrible, but that system worked.
That was it. And then they brought in all these new people. And now
Yeah.
look what we have. We have paywalls and we have firewalls.
And now you click a little box to prove you're not a robot because for some reason robots can't click boxes.
Oh man, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening, y'all?
Can ChatGPT can't even click a little click here if you're not a robot.
I bet you they can. I bet you Clippy was attacked to all 3 homework sheets so it can collect data. Oh my goodness. Everything that's weird these days that goes viral is a publicity stunt. I actually agree with that. There's nothing I actually believe is actually something that is going viral. But Lo-Fi, we got a new guest in the back, and I want to bring him
Alrighty.
up. Thank you for stopping by, Lo-Fi. Hope you
salute.
enjoy still stay in chat. But with that, y'all, this next person, I'm super excited for none other than, oh my goodness, Squids. What's going on? Y'all, Squids is there, but I can't hear him. I know he's there because it says he's there. Squids, let me know if you're there. I can see you, Squids, but I can't hear you. Is this mountain time? Is this mountain time? Is that what we're doing? I know, y'all. I can't hear me. This is Squids. And what is that? Something part 2 in the background. I forget what it is. Did you see Michael Cera getting caught autographing straw bottles by an influencer? No, I did not. Robots. Everything is staged. We were in post-truth era. I think.
Hello.
Hey, Squids, how's it going?
Oh, there we go. Hello. I'm good. How are you?
It's been a while, Squids. How are you?
I'm good. And that's Dying Light 2.
Dying Light 2. That's what I was about to say. Dying Light 2. How are you, Squids?
Pretty good. Just been chilling, playing the games, as I always do. But went shopping today. I just got back. I ate some food and we're chilling. So, and I saw you guys live and I was like, oh, let me
Thanks for stopping by. I mean, it's been forever.
Yeah, it has.
What game are you playing, Squids?
What game am I not playing? No, I'm just kidding. But no, right now a lot of Apex, Power World, Pokemon. I don't know. I just got into Heavy Rain today, and that game's crazy. That game's nuts. Fuck that guy. He shouldn't have kids. You know, like how you feel with like when you play those scary games with those people.
Yeah.
The same type of shit with this guy, but he doesn't know that he's doing shit, and it's just Come on, man. Come on.
Oh my god.
It's
Well,
annoying. But it's
Squid,
funny though.
Squids. Well, Severin is jealous of your beard.
Oh yeah, it's fake. I put it on every morning. It takes me. I
Squid.
put like Gorilla Glue on, and it's actually armpit hair. No, I'm just kidding.
Squid. So what happened to chill times with Squids in the morning?
Just because I work in the morning now.
Ah,
So.
well that will kill a show in a unless you're a cowboy. Unless you're a cowboy,
Yeah.
and you can just do shows in your car.
Mm-hmm.
Or Jeff Janak. It seems like he does that too sometimes. From what I've been told, Jeff tells me he has an OnlyFans.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm not surprised. But
Pokemon what? Oh yeah, Josh's a huge Pokemon fan.
oh yeah, I gotten like my brother's telling me I was just hella lucky. I got like 10 or 12 shinies in one thing and doing random trades. It's like random trades, surprise trades, right? People go in there, random Pokemon they send out, and I've gotten like almost 10 shinies. And my brother was like telling me, "You're fucking lucky, get out of here."
Oh my
Getting
goodness.
all mad. It's funny.
So you're playing Pal World as well.
Yeah. Yeah, slow and steady. I'm like, I think almost level 35 or something.
I haven't played the game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you like Ark or survival games, then it's
See, that's what I
yeah.
said. I'm curious, Serena, do you play Pal? Is Serena still in chat? I know she's busy. But Ja, do you play? Because I'm trying to get to the Nintendo people. There's a few Nintendo people in chat. Primo's a Nintendo person too. Do y'all play Pal World? Nintendo fans? What do you think of Pal World?
I mean, I've played Tum Tum and a few other Pokemon games.
Tom, you know who plays that? Doragon plays that.
Oh yeah, that one's pretty fun though. I mean,
don't
it's
play
only
it.
like double battles the whole time, so that's the weird part too. There's Cassette Beast, there's Monster Crown, there's so many.
I was watching you
Monster
play
Harvest.
Monster Hunter recently. Like, there's about a
Oh
month
yeah,
ago,
that
I
one's
was-
fun too.
No Pal World here. Couldn't get into it. Yeah, see, I don't. But see, people ask me if I play. It combines 3 games I don't like to play.
Mhm.
Like they're like, oh, it's like Pokemon.
Yeah,
It's like
but
it's
it is like
Ark.
Breath of the
And
Wild a little bit.
How's it?
Interesting.
Do not what?
Because of the stamina. There's stamina in it. So
It's
just
like Breath of the
that-
Wild because it has the
Yeah.
color blue in it. No, that doesn't make it like that game.
There's
Like-
stamina and you climb the wall. And,
No, what I
and you
couldn't.
glide. There's a glider.
Did you
and
hear
you
about
build
the Mario versus Donkey Kong game, Squid?
Oh yeah, I was gonna go check that out here soon.
Mario versus Donkey Kong, y'all.
but I think
coming
there's
out.
a demo out of it too on Switch.
Getting released, I think, this month. Mario versus Donkey Kong. Big stuff.
I don't know if you saw the one on like 3DS or DS way back when they
Mhm.
had one on there as like a complete toy Mario one. That was like I don't know.
And the Peach one, Serena's.
Yeah, the
looking forward
Peach
to
one's coming up too.
Peach one's looking. TK9's a huge fan of Peach, Princess Peach. Serena, did you play Mario Wonder? You know, the only person I know who's been playing Mario Wonder is Ambi, who keeps rage quitting that game. Shout out to Ambi, y'all. Y'all know Ambi's like my homeboy there, always there. Ambi's always there for me. So shout out to Ambi, but I do like to poke fun when I can. Valentine's Day only fan special, 1 month for the price of 3. Use purple. Hey, oh. There, y'all. Jeff, please post the link when you get a chance. You're supporting Jeff. We played a bit. I played Mario Wonder. I thought you were a Mario Maker, Severin. Or what was the game you were playing? Yeah, it was Mario Maker, I thought. I finished Mario. Wow, a lot of Mario Wonder people.
Yeah, that one was just recent too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sold 12, what is it? Almost 13 million, 12 million copies in 2
Mhm.
months. Crazy.
Yeah, pretty nuts.
I just finished.
Even with
yeah.
Power World too, what 16, 17 million or something copies? Or not
Yeah,
copies,
Power
but,
World's out
like,
of the world.
sales?
Power World's out of the world.
Yeah.
Power World's doing amazing. I was telling people earlier that that's what's like hurting Microsoft is when you see someone spend like a
Yeah.
quarter of like a fraction of the cost and make umpteen times more money. That hurts. That
Yeah.
hurts.
And then they're double dipping it when it's also on Steam, and then the Steam has the most up to date version, and so on. Because Xbox One is like a couple versions back. Yeah, so there's a lot of bugs.
A lot of
But
bugs.
still, like people, that's what I have to remind people. It's early access still. So I have some friends that are like they're diehard like survivalist people that would play, Sons of the Forest, 7 Days of Living or whatever, or Dead, or I don't know. There's all these different ones. Valheim.
Valheim. There's
that one.
Valheim. There's Sons of the Forest. I watched Jeff Janak and Crow build a tower in Sons of the Forest. And right, Zach.
Mhm.
But I
Ark,
don't think that was the part. I don't
Rust.
think that was the thing in the game. They just kept building this tower.
Mhm.
Uh,
But if you're like a fan of those, that's what I was saying. Like those people, they hit the top and they're like, "What the? There's nothing else to do, and it's broken."
well, I'm not a survival game player, so Power
Mhm.
World's not for me. But I am looking forward to. There's actually a bunch of games
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to right now.
Yeah. What would you say is your top 2 or 3 then?
Top games that I'm looking forward to right now, in no particular order. I'll give you like 5.
Okay.
Dragon Dogma 2.
Okay.
Little Nightmares 3. No Rest for the Wicked.
Mhm.
Banisher, Something New Eden.
Mhm.
And if I had to say a 5th one, Helldivers 2.
Oh, okay. That just came out today. Did you get it? Yeah.
No, you know me.
No.
I do
Yeah,
I
you
do
gotta-
sales. I do sales. Those
Yeah,
are the
yeah.
games I'm like. Those are all coming out. Looking forward to all of them.
Mhm.
All right,
Yeah.
later, Obi. Later,
Later,
Obi.
Obi Bros Kenobi. May the
That's-
force be with you, brother.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Well, Squids, you know how things go. So we got someone else in the back, but Squids, if you want to come back on, you can stay in the back right now. I know I have Holt still in the back, but we have someone really quick who wants to come on and say a few words. So
Yeah.
I'm going to put you back. But thanks you, Squids, so much for coming back. We need a game again, and please stay on. And we'll definitely bring you back. Eden
Oh,
looks good too. I know Lester. Eden looks really good, Lester. Banisher looks so good. So y'all, here it is. All the way from down south in Jersey, none other than, look at this, Cowboy King of Entertainment. Cowboy, how are you?
Oh, you know what, Purple? I'm just back here getting my pump on since my arm is that thing is better. All right, anyway, Purple, what we're talking about? What we're talking about?
We're talking about lots of. Speaking of people, did you know Rouster and Chat can curl 90 pounds on each arm?
Really?
Yeah, he was telling
That's-
Rudigs in their show.
Oh
If y'all did not
yeah.
go check-
Now, first of all, when I seen Rude Diggs having a content creators that pump or whatever it's called, like, bro, how I didn't get the invite? When he thought because the shoulder was jacked up, hey, Purple, look at the gains your boy done got. Look, Purple, I don't shrink in the stomach. Purple, the chest coming back. Like, anyway, you know what, Purple? Anyway, but yeah, 90 pounds on one arm, that's pretty impressive. But
yeah, it is. Rouster's crazy.
yeah. However, he was talking about when he was like 12, right? So he ain't do that yesterday, okay? Let's just be clear. That was impressive when he was 12.
He's
28
pretty
years
strong.
ago.
You know,
28
I'm gonna
years.
give both of you credit. I'm gonna give both of you credit because y'all both go to the gym. I mean, y'all
I'm
are
not gonna
both.
lie to you. I'm kind of a slacker, but just today, my legs finally stopped hurting. Purples. Last Sunday, I went with my wife. We did yoga, and right after yoga, we did a body pump class. And so I'm the only guy in there, right? Because I don't care. I told Holt's like, I won't go to the gym and it's only women. I said, for what, bro? You in there for you? He said, well, you got your wife. I said, I don't even look at her when I'm in there. But Purple, I go in there, right? And they're like, oh, you grab these weights and you put the little thing on. And I'm like, sure. So the heaviest weight, you ready, was 11 pounds. I'm like, what's that? So I put the 11 on both sides. I put the 5 on both sides and the 2. Purple. It's about longevity and distance. Yo, so you had to like do all this stuff and the squatting. My legs was killing me. All the girls still doing it. I'm like,
No.
I keep taking weights off. And so as she's going 1, 2, I'm like skipping. Oh, my legs. I was walking like this literally for like until today.
No. You can't
Yeah.
can't push it. You can't push
Uh,
it.
Listen, I was not prepared. I was not prepared. But honestly, I'm not to lie to you. I go to the gym maybe once a week. Like I can't
Still
believe
good,
how
as
much.
long as you're still getting out there, you're still
Right.
active, you know?
But
That's
this
what
little
it's
thing right
about.
here, purple, this is my secret. The ripstick, purple. So the device
read
is
this?
all about. So the whole thing is you pull it open, right? And it's like a band. So it's trying to pull back. You got to hold it open and stop it. And the whole thing is everything you do is you keep pulling it. So the tension, like I could just do this simple stuff, right? So you
Resistance
twist it,
training. Yeah.
but then you see the muscle fibers just from doing this. It's dope. Anyway, so that's my little thing. I just sit here. I'll be in the bed.
Yeah, who would have thought you need to be next time on Gamers Who Lift?
I should have been number 1. Purple, you got your time machine? Because I need to go back and
You saw that. You saw that. Oh my goodness.
Purple, so you see how me and Sev, we've been going back and forth on your video for like a month?
What?
The video you put out about the movie theaters and stuff.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
We still going back and forth, me and him.
Oh my god. Well,
That
y'all need
video, like those comments are getting wild. Somebody was like, "Bro, you and Sev still going back and forth in the comments?" I'm like, bro.
Severin's also like a hardcore
Yeah, he
video
is.
movie theater person.
He is.
I'm telling you. So
Yeah.
he's hardcore. I'm just getting into it.
Yeah. No,
Let me say that.
Did you see any pictures of his movie setup? He
Mm-mm.
got a movie room in his house.
No, I have a theater, but I have a theater.
Okay.
I have to see. I'll eventually one day. Holt has seen my theater.
Okay.
But no. So did you hear Cowboy? I have.
Okay.
It's been there for like 2 months and nobody noticed it.
Hold up. Is that what I think it is?
Yeah.
Nah, that ain't what that is.
Yeah.
So I heard you talking to Squids, talking about, oh yeah, the different games I'm getting, and you was at Helldivers. I was like, you was like on sale. I'm like, I mean, you got to get a PlayStation first.
It's been there for 2 months, Cowboy.
That is crazy. You're so sneaky.
Yo, look at it. Go look at any of my videos for the last go look at any of them, and it's been there.
Hold up. I'm trying to remember your old setup because you just right.
So it's probably been here since definitely since the New Year video. New Purple New Year. Since that one, it's been here.
When'd you get it?
I got that like 3 months ago.
Did you order it or did you go buy it from the store?
Yeah, I just went and bought it.
Okay.
But I had it for like 3 months, and then
wow. So every time Obi's like, Purple, you know what you really got to do? You probably was like,
no, that's why I would say I'm not buying a PS5 anytime soon because I had already bought one.
Right. That's funny.
Yeah.
So did you hook it up yet or no?
I have. I played there's a game I've been playing called Hood.
Okay.
And it's kind of like Assassin's Creed or not Assassin's Creed meets
I'm trying to remember Hood.
It's actually a really fun game.
Is
It's
it based
like
on Robin Hood?
kind of, but it's like 4 on.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And y'all have to like rob, but you're like kind of all together.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. I like it.
Cool.
I like that. I zoomed in. It's still pretty hard to see that purple shame. No, it's been there. Y'all are killing me. Go look at any of the videos and it's right there. Any of the videos from this year and it's literally right here.
I mean, at the end of the day, you're telling people to literally go look. All you gotta do is pick a video and go look.
It's there.
It's
Let
there.
me see. Let me see if I can. Let me pull one up just so I can prove to y'all.
I believe it.
Actually, I can't do it because I'm not on my. I don't know how to zoom in on this computer.
Why the haters, Purple? Listen, what Purple say is law. All right. She told you what's going to happen to Xbox. Hey, Purple, can we just talk about that for a bit?
I talked about it in the beginning. What do you want to talk about?
Man, you know what? It's when you hear a lot of crazy press. I remember like maybe 11 months ago, because I made that video saying Xbox is the new Sega. That's when they had a lot of like negative
You
press.
did make that. You did make that like a year ago.
But this is crazy. This is a lot more negative press. I'm like, dude, every day it's like a new, well, rumor technically. But I mean, and it's cool because I told Sandy, we just got out the room because we was doing a wrestling thing. It was a whole wrestling going crazy right now. So I just sat down and I was like, I turned on YouTube. I'm like, so I see squids. So I said to Sandy, I was like, you want to be on? She's like, no. And I was like, I can just turn it on while we're in the bed real quick. We can jump on. She was like, nah, just put your Bluetooth in. I said, man, I'm going to the room.
Oh,
So I had to come in here. And but anyways, yeah, what is so? Oh yeah, I kind of said to her, the reason why I brought it up. I was like, well, Purple was just on my thing on Monday. I gotta jump in. But so I'm getting in trouble a little bit right now. But Purple, what the hell is up with all these rumors and what's gonna happen next week? Right? And next week's when Phil's supposed to be announcing something, right?
I think they're gonna announce some games going to PlayStation.
Okay.
I think that's all that's gonna happen.
Because like you said, I love how you put it on Monday on my show. You was like, look at the wording, the way they're building you up for this is a business decision and stuff. So you think they're pretty much going to say, listen, we got a new direction or something? Like,
I think this. I talked about this earlier in the beginning of the video, or the stream today, which and I'll restate it. I think this has always been the strategy. Like, and I said this on your channel. Their strategy has always been since the end of the Xbox 360 era to eventually have some type of multimedia platform. They never changed. They were very open about that. And in my opinion, the only change, but what they need are gamers. They need gamers to help realize that vision who've been there. And so they've said it. They're like, our competition isn't PlayStation, which is true. Their competition is big tech. Their competition is YouTube. Right. Their competition is like eyeballs. Like what else is getting eyeballs? And so that's not Sony. And so, but what I do think's happened is that there's pressure on other parts of the business. Like I think Microsoft is in this situation that there's a very large company and they need some of their investments to start paying off. And that's not to say, like, and I made this clear earlier, there's other parts of Microsoft that need Xbox to pay off for their own businesses.
Right. Yeah. What do you see the next biggest Xbox game being?
I see. This is a trick question for me because I don't know what the last big Xbox game was.
Right. Well, so that's the thing. I seen a thing earlier that said a lot of issues they have right now is because of Starfield. Because Starfield was supposed to be, really big. So it was for me. I kept saying, man, I love the way Hellblade 2 is looking, and then they come and say, no, it's gonna be like an 8-hour game.
But they've been very open about that. They've
been
very open.
Well, recently, right? So before that, so I'm like, oh wow. So for me, I'm kind of like, when you see some of the times the trailers and some of the games, you're like, that doesn't look like the, because remember they were saying that Starfield was going to be the game of the generation, right? So so I'm just curious, like, oh man, what is after all the games we've seen at their thing? It's like, well, what game would be that next? Whoa,
See, I think that's the thing. I don't know if they have that. I think right now, the data would say they don't have that because they didn't build it. Gaming's moved away from where their gaming strategy was, in my opinion. But I don't think that's what they're going for. And that's what I said to me was the sad part about this week is I think some people that bubble of what Xbox is trying to do is produce that next whoa game. That's not it. What they're trying to produce is like a bunch of Minecrafts, like wash, rinse, and repeat. That's
something that you just keep bringing in dollars. It's
that's all.
Like
you
monetize something. That's
what. And so that I think that was the biggest whoa moment is that there's some Xbox fans who realize, like, wait a second, we may only be getting appetizers
Right.
and decent and okay meals, but we're not going to get that
Right.
that.
Have you talked to Doc recently?
No, I haven't. How is he? Oh, he has the video,
So,
the song.
so to be honest, when I was at my old job, I used to watch everybody's stuff during the day, right?
Yeah.
When I left, wow, I started this job October 10th. So I haven't watched Doc videos since September probably. And then I think what happened to me was it's so much console war, and I'm trying to kind of like we'll cover it on my stuff, but I don't want to go deep. And all his stuff is really like, haha, we're better because of whatever.
Yeah.
And so I kind of haven't watched anything, but I seen that somebody put him in a video or covered him or something.
Yeah.
And so, but I didn't know really what it was about. I was like, oh, wait. So even somebody who's not part of the community texted me yesterday or this morning. So I seen your boy Doc did a video and he's in somebody else's thing. I was like, I heard about it, but I really don't know what happened. So like,
Oh yeah, no, he just Doc does spoofs of
Right.
songs, and so he did that. Someone said, "Hey, look at the." They actually called him Kid Smooth, which
Okay.
is kind of funny because he's not Kid Smooth.
Right.
And then a lot of people were like, "Look how serious this guy's taking it," and of course it's Doc.
Yeah, exactly. So we know, yeah.
And so, but I'm just happy that he got some publicity
That's
and
cool.
stuff. But Doc, I think Doc's not though. I think there's other people who are actually really
Right.
hurt about this week's news. And for some of those people, I feel because it's still like they were fans, they had a vision,
Yeah.
and
It's
for it not to materialize, that hurts.
Yeah, it's when some people get on people about being hardcore into gaming, as far as like being a fan and having fandom. Some people are fanatics, but it's nothing different than football, right? So if your
That's
favorite
exactly
team lost, right, and you wouldn't be like, don't talk trash about you can't talk trash about team. Like, what? That's we all do that. So it's kind of like, or you'd be like, why are you getting upset? You're like, that's my team. I put passion, and I'm not saying gaming is bigger, but we're we could watch sports, right? But you could go to a game. That's the biggest it's gonna get. Maybe you get an autograph, you meet somebody, but we're like in the games, and not on top of that. Nowadays, I feel like we're like beta testers. We get broken games. Like look at Paul's World or whatever, Power World, right?
We were just talking about Power World earlier.
Yeah, I think it's great. Yeah, so I feel like if anything, we really can be really into it and be emotional, right? If we want to. So we're game. It comes with the territory, but it's what's hard is, and you and me, we was the stadiums, right? So when you put so much into something and it does take a turn, it's not easy. It's not easy to be like, I don't care, because you do care,
Yeah. So someone asked me, they were trying to compare like Stadia's closure to what happened with Xbox. And I think with Stadia, the difference is like Stadia closed. We're not going in on those chats. That's how we gamed.
Right.
Like there is something different in how I game now. Like I cannot do that. Right. And I was totally okay with Stadia never making a game because I was like, I don't care. Like I'm still getting good games I want to play.
Right.
And I get to play where I want to play. So in that regard, that was like really hard. Like I just watched part of that video not too long ago. Like I'm I don't know, like I'm still broken up because of that. With this one, I think it's just really the image of who Xbox may be. Right. Like I'm not even going to say like maybe they come out with an amazing game. I'm not saying they're not. Right. But I think it just took some veneer off of that identity of like what maybe they're actually going for versus what people like. Some people were like, no, we want to have game of the year and just dominate gaming. And I don't think Xbox ever has had that. I did like, and I think that veneer took.
The biggest thing could happen, or for them, is let's say 3 years from now, you get a Call of Duty, and you could legitimately 3 years from now say that's a Xbox game, right? because any Call of Duty between now and 2 years was being worked on before they did the the merger or the buyout. So, and then you could be like, well, it's Call of Duty, it's an Xbox game, but the way it's going, it's going like, well, that game's on everything. So, but then people just brag that it's a Call of Duty game, So,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, I think, but I said so to me, like, I don't know. To me, my biggest thing was I think when Xbox made their move, and I said this at the end of the 360 era, and they said gaming was not kind of like it was just kind of a means to another means,
Right.
if you will.
Mhm.
Then to me, that's very. I've always said like they're a good gaming company, but I don't
Right.
put them in the top
right.
10. Like gaming companies live or die by gaming. Like, you know
Right,
what I
right.
mean?
Yeah.
And I don't think like that company does that, or and I think they
Well,
have great people working over there, but
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying about Monday is like brand supremacy is a thing. So you want your brand to be strong. And so if you just put your stuff everywhere, then you can't have a strong brand. And there's nothing wrong with that strategy. I think Mr. Urworld pulled up a stat saying that Sega's more profitable now than they were when they had consoles. So I didn't fact check it, but that's what he said. So at the end of the day, no one's saying that can't be a thing. They can't be a third party and put their games everywhere. That could be a strategy, right? But at the end of the day, you won't have that view of this game's coming out for my Xbox. It's
yeah.
exclusive. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally and that's where I think the hardest thing for this week is. But like I said, if some people are playing Sea of Thieves or uh Forza Motorsport or Halo, like the idea that they can have more people in their lobbies, that's awesome. Like I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But again, like to me, the best Xbox published game is already cross-play or is already cross-platform, and that's Ori. So to me, it's like it's already been done. I don't know why people are acting like this
Right.
is something.
Yeah. So two
something-
things. I know I'm probably getting in trouble. So two things. One, how far did you get on what's the name of that game that I was really into? That you end up saying you got it, where you can slide.
Oh, I need to buy it, so I had to check it back into the
Oh, you gotta buy
library.
it. Okay.
Yeah, I am gonna buy it. Atlas Fallen.
Atlas Fallen. Purple, you need it. Purple, if you want to get a game, Purple, you're from New York. She's from New York.
Yes, I'm gonna get that one too. Yes,
All
I'm gonna
right,
get
that's Forspoken,
Forspoken.
yeah,
I'm gonna get
okay.
Forspoken.
Okay.
But there's so many games, like
Yeah,
that.
in time.
Like,
Yeah, I don't want people like you need it now. I just pitch in like
no, I need time. I need time. That's what I need. I mean, like I'm still trying to beat stuff like Cyberpunk. I still like Rudix makes fun of me all the time. I'm still beating Tears of the Kingdom.
Wait, you haven't beat that yet?
No, I have to be in the right mindset for Zelda.
I got you. Well,
Like
so that's
Zelda's
how
like one of those games. Like once I'm there, it takes me like there's initially I play it.
Yeah.
And then something happens and I don't, and then I play it a second time, and then I get pretty far, and then I stop playing, and then I play it a third time. Right now I'm in the second phase. I haven't got
Okay.
It takes a while for me to beat Tears.
So that's how I am with unpopular opinion. People are gonna be mad at me. That's how I am with Final Fantasy VII Remake. I don't like it. It's my all-time second favorite RPG, the original, and I'm a turn-based guy. So growing up, RPGs for me was turn-based, right? And so then they got action adventure. It was like, okay, cool, like Zelda 2, cool, I beat it. But I would prefer turn-based. So when they came out with the remake, I'm playing it later because it came out 4 years ago or something. And I'm like, well, they really didn't make it for the original fans. Because for me, how do you not have a turn-based mode? And so what they have as they're considered turn-based. It's not turn-based because you're still fighting all the time, right? It's not like you're waiting, taking turns. So for me, also, that game is like over 20 years old. So however old I was then, as I'm playing it now, I'm like, oh, this game is really, really silly. Like all the little dumb stuff you got to do. And I'm like, ooh, like now it doesn't hit with me like it hit with me then. And so I'm like struggling to play. I started playing it a couple months ago and I'm like, so I think it's 18 chapters. I'm on 9. So I was like, I don't even want to beat it now, but I'm like, I'm halfway there. I just don't want to play it. I play it every so often. And now I wouldn't even get the second part now. I'm like, but so yeah, I mean, at least the games you really like and enjoy, you just got to be like in the mindset where I'm kind
Yeah,
of
I did. Yeah, well, and don't get me wrong, like I've started to get into so watching movies again. Like,
okay,
like I bought the I really like soundtracks, the scores.
okay, yeah,
So like really listening to that, it's a different experience. So anytime I do that, that's 2 to 3 hours, depending on the movie.
yeah,
And that's taking some time away. But I think I'm gonna be taking a little vacation here with work.
okay.
Like, here in a second, and I'm
What's
hoping
your favorite score?
for a video game or movie.
Movie.
Right now, if you ask, there's too many. It just really depends. But I'm really into Interstellar. I really love that
That's
score.
good.
From
Yeah,
I love the
original.
Interstellar score.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like one of
My,
my favorites of all time.
my favorite is the score from Transformers.
Really?
You get the score, the actual like I have the actual score, but is number 11 is called Arrival to Earth. So that is just that hits. But Steve Jablonsky is my favorite composer, and
Ah,
yeah, that's my guy. And so love the Titanic score. That score, the whole album, love it to death. So I know some people are like, what? Yes, that I played that.
yeah. No, like you're talking like one of my favorite scores, and when I say it, people
Okay.
will they'll be like, "Oh yeah," but if you actually listen to it, John Williams did it. Jaws,
Yeah,
Jaws. I
yeah.
love
Yeah,
Jaws.
like so the thing is when people hear you say that, they just hear da 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 da, but
No,
you
but
gotta
yeah,
hear
you.
the whole like even the Titanic. So there's some really good scores. What I love is the lows and highs, right? Where it's just like da, 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 it's just yeah. Like
Yeah.
man, there's just some really good ones. But
So.
Inception. has-
Inception's a good one too. Yeah,
Yeah,
Interstellar, Inception. Like
yeah,
so,
yep.
um, so it's kind of similar to vinyl. Like
Mhm.
vinyl, like people will be like, "Oh, you can listen to the CD," but when you listen to vinyl, like people who like vinyl, so
Right.
Ambi, shout out to Ambi, really likes vinyl. Vinyl is like it's an experience. Like you
Mhm.
put it on, you listen to it,
Right.
and you kind of go through that whole experience.
I think one of the coolest things with vinyl, right, is the crackling at first.
Yeah, that's what those people like. They like
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
And
That's cool.
so for me, it's like I like these scores, but now that, like I said, I have like a pretty solid. I think we were
Okay.
talking in that
Mhm.
the thing, a pretty solid movie theater with like
Right.
the sound, and so I really like watching it, but with the music, and it's like an
Yeah,
experience type of
yeah.
thing. So
So I was telling Steph on your comment that but years ago, when I was still into it, so I can show you guys I could actually go in my house, right? So in my on the I guess the floor. All right, so if this is the floor, there's like concrete that's built up maybe a foot high or maybe 9 inches high, and it goes along the wall and it stops. But on each side, there's lights in there. So I put blue lights, right? And so mount on the walls are like lights, and I put blue lights in there. So we used to have movie time, and
oh, that's nice.
I had an 84-inch TV. So trust me, I used to be in the movies. So we would turn off all the lights and then have the blue lights come from there, and the blue lights from mounted up, and then we would have our popcorn and everything. And my friend who passed away, rest in peace to him, Bob, got many videos on his channel. Love that guy, man. He had bought me for Christmas one year this sick surround sound. And it was like, so I mean, the experience was cool. So trust me, I get it that home stuff can be cool. So, but what I'm saying is that was so long ago. So I don't even know what it's like to see like experience really good at home stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'll be like, what?
But you have a good movie theater, and so I will say that, and I will do on. I just realized this, y'all. We've had basically every twin set in the show. So we had Holtz,
Okay.
twin, Severin's a twin, Zarina's a twin, Rouster has a twin aunt, and we had Squids. All of them were in. So I always talk about the twins when I see someone
Wow.
mention twins. So all of the twins have either been in chat or on the show today. So I thought that was really cool. I just saw that as I see Zarina and Severin talking. Those are two twins there. But yeah, to what you were saying, um, as far as the theater, like you have a really good theater. I've seen your theater that you go
Yeah,
to
that
because
thing
you
is
go to
nice.
a Regal, right? You go to a Regal.
Yeah, so I go to Regal. So the Regal by me
Yeah.
is normal, but the one I love is 45 minutes away. So mind you, we drive 45 minutes away to go to that theater to watch stuff in
Right.
4DX. And I mean, it's just mind blowing. And I haven't got tired of it yet. So it's probably been about a year since we've been going to see 4DX movies. And anything that's big, we drive 45 minutes. We do the whole experience. We get our bee sting pizza and the whole nine. We spend all this money, and it's sick. But yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so you if I understand how you are like with I think I even said it a few weeks like last year around this time I went and watched the M. Night Shyamalan movie, The Knock on the Door.
Yeah, knock on the door. Yeah.
Knock on the Door. And that was like I actually like that.
Yeah.
And so
It
right
was
now,
really good story. I just felt they could have the delivery could have been a little bit
maybe.
better because I didn't like that. So I like scenery, and I felt the scenery stayed in one. Like they should have went more places. You know what I'm saying? It just took place at the one location besides the flashbacks. But anyway,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, no. So well, yeah, I was happy for M. Night Shyamalan because a lot of his
Yeah.
most recent movies have been a certain way. So, and
I
I was
still like
telling,
them, though. Remember? Do you see Old?
I hadn't
The
seen him.
one where they're on the beach and they get old, like as time go by, like in a few hours, you'll also like it was a kid. Next thing you know, the next day she was an adult, and then she got pregnant. Like you gotta watch that. That was one of his more recent ones too.
I'll
That's
watch.
a pretty good one.
So that's what, and so what you're saying is exactly why, like, I haven't been able to play any games recently. Like
Okay.
beat them and really get into them because
Yeah.
I've been going back, and there goes like a couple of these just came in. All those are like new
Okay.
4K Blu-rays back there. Um, but I've been going back and really watching directors. Like, how like
Okay.
I get excited about certain game companies and their games. Like I'm doing that now with directors. So
Okay.
and Whit knows this. She was in chat earlier. Like going back and watching all M. Night Shyamalan's movies,
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan's movies,
Yeah.
and really trying to because all these have put a lot like these are amazing artists.
Mhm.
And that's really what like I've been doing, like watching
That's
one or
cool.
two a
Yeah.
weekend, and that's that time that could be used for gaming. But there's so many games I want to play. And so and now I started doing Fall Guys, and I'm really
So
excited
I
about
wanted
that.
to say something. I'm mad that you stole that from me. I said it was two things I wanted to tell you. I want to ask you about damn, what's the game again? How did I play and beat the game? Atlas Fallen. But the second thing I want to tell you was last weekend I downloaded Fall Guys, so I have it
Really?
now. So the next time, because you said you've been doing it on Sundays, so I downloaded Fall Guys just recently. So
I
yeah.
made so I in chat can let me know. I wasn't gonna do it this Sunday because it's Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And so I'm like, so I was gonna maybe do it tomorrow
Okay.
around 8, just
Okay.
just to kind of do it to see because we have one of the there's some really good people who come by.
Yeah. I'm
Like
terrible.
like really good. And one of them came to chat right now. And I want to do it Sunday because it's kind of fun. Like it's
Yeah.
just a goofy game, and
Yeah.
it's like it's
Yeah,
easy
when you was playing
mechanic.
it last week, I was sitting there watching, and I was like, "Damn, I don't have the game." And then I was just sitting in bed, and I was like, "Well, I could download it now." And then we ended up doing something, but I told myself I'm downloading, so now I have it. So next time,
Okay, well, we'll play. Like I'm gonna do it. I'm still
yeah,
gonna play Punch
I'll be definitely stalking you as usual.
for trying to still do my other ones, but it's a time like so we get Reavers comes out, Crystal Surette comes out.
Mhm.
Last time we had Robolica come out. It's a free to play game.
Yeah,
If you want to like kind of we had Ninja Guy, uh Ambi, Wit, Rouster plays, Ron Slusher's actually pretty good. Ron Slusher
wrong. Yeah.
played. I think Lester came through. So we had a
Oh, wow, I
lot.
haven't seen Lester in a while.
Yeah, so we had like it's a pretty cool thing, and it's just goofy, you know.
Yeah.
So I like it. It's something in it, and like I said, I'll still do the horror games eventually, but
Mhm.
I kind of like just having like a time to chill with like
Yeah.
other adults, like just talking like this, but we're racing. Yeah, Reaver, I did too. Yo, Reaver, I said Reaver. I said Crystal and Reaver.
Yeah.
You know, um, so night roster, and so yeah, Rune Mama didn't come. There's a couple of people who talk trash that never come and play, but
Oh, Rune's always talking trash.
Rune's talking mad trash and he doesn't come and play. No, it's so yeah, I'll probably do it. I don't know. I'm gonna do it probably tomorrow.
Okay.
But I don't know if I'm gonna do it Sunday just because of the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I got invited to 2 Super Bowl parties, but I don't watch football. So I'm like, should we go and just be like, my friend said he was like, well, we don't do games too. I'm like, I'd rather just be at home if that's the case. But maybe I don't know. I'll see what
Yeah. So yeah, Reaver, I know you're dominant boy.
happens.
Of course. And Ronan Storm's welcome to I saw you come in earlier.
Oh, wait, purple. So let me ask you this: since you got a PlayStation, Did you get PlayStation Plus? And if you did you get Essential? Did you get Did you?
I got the $9.99 one because I needed that to play Hood.
Okay.
But right now, I'm more into like not into subscription models.
So did you claim Foam Stars that came out? No, it's
It's not
free.
like yeah, but it's not like
No, well, a lot of people are talking about it, and so I was playing it. So when the beta came out and the demo or whatever it was, I never even played it. I'm like, it's not my game. So I was playing it, and Bio was watching, and TK was watching. It was like, you suck. I'm like, bro, this is not my game. But because I was like, look, if anybody's, I would never play it by myself. But if you guys are playing it, I'll jump on and play it. So I was curious if since it was free, it's
well,
if
it's
you
free. It's on PlayStation, and so I like free cross platform or low cost cross platform. But no, Foam Stars. I know it's free.
supposed to be like Splatoon. Didn't you like Splatoon?
I never
Okay.
played Splatoon.
You're like,
Yeah, really.
I like that either.
I didn't know. Like y'all know the games I play. I talk about the games I like,
I know.
And
Well,
so
so there's a lot of people who get it's free. So I know a lot of people just claim stuff because it's free. So I was curious because it was making some
yeah,
waves. A lot of people, some people in the community. Let me not say a
yeah.
lot.
No, well, and that's why I liked Stadia, right? Because you're like, oh, Stadia Pro, and a lot of people had Stadia Pro, or like, and it's just easy to get people to play. And so I'm trying to I like that community feel, and I think Fall Guys kind of does that in a little way. And so
And I think Fall Guys also because you can have so many people.
yeah,
play.
you can have like 40 people. It's
That's
crazy.
the thing. Yeah, that's like remember when Bomberman was a thing on Stadia?
Bomberman.
Oh,
Yeah, man,
that
64 people.
So yeah, that was cool. That was a good time.
Bomberman was really fun. You're exactly right. Bomberman was like
Outcasters. It was a point in time where Outcasters was like the hottest thing.
yeah, I went in for
Squids used to love Outcasters. Yeah.
there was a couple of people, Squids and the person who's now Xbox Nation. I forget his
Ryan.
name. Yeah. So there's a couple of them, but we'll see. Like I said, I need doing that. I need to finish a couple of games here. I may take like literally like a week and a half.
Sure.
Like because I had a lot of work, and then I did not one, not two, but 3 moves over the holiday, which is usually when I would have recharged. And now I'm doing a lot of work, and so right now I'm really worn out, and I just kind of want to sit back and play video games.
That's
That's-
So
that's where I'm
luckily
at
for
right now.
me, I used to not have as much time. But what's cool is my new job with my new schedule, Purple. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I get off at 3:30. So
Oh,
even when I
nice.
stream at 5:30, I got 2 hours where like sometimes I just like yesterday, I just was like, what do I do at one time? Let me just play The Last of Us 2 remastered for the first time. I played that game mode. So it's kind of cool. So now I'm actually finally have time where I could actually play some games. So it's been pretty cool. So because before I was struggling with content creation, which I love doing, and I'm addicted to just talking to people, but I was like, dude, I'm not getting to play games myself. So now I have like that extra time. So it's been really cool since I took this new job.
No, so and then imagine Fall Guys with the community purple. I might re-download it and just play with. Hey, Ronan Storm, we love you to play.
Yeah,
Love you to
definitely.
play. Like and I open up my like I only have a Discord purely for the like
Right,
I don't
that's
have
right.
like I
Yeah,
don't
well,
have it for
last
anything else.
weekend I was like, Purple got a Discord? And he was
Yeah,
like,
like
"Yeah, just
Rouster knows the
that."
people who play with me on Xbox
Yeah,
know I have it, and
yeah,
it's just to play with other people,
yeah.
and so like we open it, Reaver and Crystal came on, Ninja Guy came on,
Mhm.
Lo-Fi came on, uh, and it's a it's a good like I said, it's a good little time to just
That's cool.
not because we're all adults and stuff. And so, Ron Story would love you to come by. Severin, I see you. I'm gonna have to. Severin's in your Discord, right, Cowboy?
Yeah,
So I should be able to find him, and because
yeah,
he's
definitely.
talking movie, like he's talking the really good 4K. He knows his 4K movies.
No, he really does. Yeah, his
All
Archer
the ones
U,
he's saying are
Archer
the ones I keep
UHD.
seeing
Yeah,
coming up. But that's the cool thing about like you can watch older movies and they look
right, right.
it's super it's kind of cool. So
True.
I got my mom watching Godfather, so it's kind of cool.
Okay. Wow.
Because it's a good like it's actually really done really well.
Yeah.
Um, but
Wow.
Macau, I went late. This is late. It's late.
When I see you still on, I was like, I hope she's still on by the time I run over
No,
there.
yeah, I'm
But,
gonna like this
yeah.
is um you
And,
know,
and I
but
literally said to Sandy, let me give Purple 10 minutes.
no, you don't. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for everybody. Holtz has been in the background forever. Because he came on, and then Lo-Fi came on, Squids came on.
Nice.
So thank you all for coming
Did Obi
on.
get to come on? Because I know he was leaving before I
No,
came
he
on.
didn't. He didn't. Obi didn't come on. But I gave him stuff because I was like, "This has been here. Y'all can watch any of the videos from this year, and it's been there the
I
whole
gotta watch
time."
it back to see how he reacted because he wanted you to get one so bad.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. So, but it's been there the whole time. I just left it, and then I even put that little Ghostbusters thing on. Like I kept like putting things
Okay.
to try to like show that it was there, and it was only Lester. Severin says he saw it, but
Mhm.
Lester and Rune saw it this last time because I literally had the video like that,
Right.
so they could, and so they saw it. But
That's funny. Well,
yeah,
Purple, the first time I unveiled my tree was on your thing. Is it time to put up my Christmas tree?
just
It
keep it
became
up. Just keep
all
it
right,
up.
cool. It became background,
Just keep it. Just keep it up.
Yeah. All
Um,
right, Purple. Thank you so much for letting me come on. I appreciate it. I had to come on. Yeah, I seen you was on, and
Oh no, thanks for coming. And
yeah,
next week we're gonna be bringing on Crystal Surrett and Reaver the Beaver. They were so gracious to because I was initially going to interview them today,
right.
but several people had asked me to talk about the Xbox
Yeah.
deal and my thoughts on it, as well as the lawsuit or the
Mhm.
FTC situation. And so huge shout out to Reaver and Crystal as they were gracious enough to push back by a week.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Cowboy. And I'm gonna probably pull you off and probably
Right.
shut this one down. And then if Holt is still back there, I'll tell Holt, I know you're there. Just stay on and we'll talk once I shut it down, okay? Uh Holt is there. Um but um But yeah, with that, y'all, thank you so much for staying by. I know it's late. And I know all y'all are adults, you have kids, you have responsibilities, you have jobs, you have other things you could be doing. But I think it's super cool. I've always wanted Severin and Zarina to meet because y'all are two twins from Canada, or two parts of a twin from Canada. So I'm glad y'all got to finally to meet. Um and Ronan, sorry I haven't talked to you in a while, so I'm glad you're there as well. Doom 4K, I have that as well. I have Doom 4K. I get a scare from Sasha's. Oh, y'all are talking. I need to do movies. Y'all are talking movies. Ah, I could talk movies for a while, y'all. Uh, but that's not this stream. But with that said, thank you again, everybody. Also, thanks for entertaining me and letting me do I don't know what y'all want to call it, my confession video. Try to make it as fun as possible. But yeah, I'll still probably be streaming with my Xbox. And if y'all have, I don't even know my PlayStation name, but if I can remember it and y'all see me on there, we'll definitely can play it. And thanks for the extra long stream time. Got me through my steps goal. Oh, no problem with any time. And like I said, thanks for everybody coming on. Let's see what else. I'll probably be streaming Fall Guys tomorrow. No pressure for anybody who normally shows on Sunday. It's the Super Bowl. I'm kind of like iffy on that because I know my mom and brother will probably be watching the Super Bowl, so I may spend some time with them. But I think I will make Sundays my Fall Guys time, and I'll find another day for my horror things. And in Helldivers 2, Lester, I know, and Lester, we definitely need a game sometime. I know we try to do it on Xbox there, but yeah, have a good night, everyone. I'll try for Fall Guys tomorrow. All right, Zarina, love to see you. Purple. If you go looking for box sets of 4Ks, games, let me know and I will find it for you. No problem. Thank you for that, Seb. Uh, okay. No, well, Lester, I'll probably be playing it tomorrow. Like I said, I think I'll play it tomorrow. But with that, y'all, you know how I say it. I don't care where you game, how you game, why you game, what you game on, how long you've been gaming. As long as you're gaming, you're good with me. And now, if you're gaming on PlayStation, I can play on that. But I still will play on Xbox. It's just easier for me to stream with Xbox. So I think I will still be streaming there. And then Switch, y'all, Switch 2 is about to come out. It's about to destroy the world. Like, I've not been talking about Nintendo, but they're about to lay it to bear. And then PC, I have a gaming PC, but it's because I like the lights. Yeah. So yeah, I don't care where you game. And as always, this is Purple Haze, and the proof is in the plane. Hope to see you all playing, and thanks again for everything, everybody. All right, take care, and I will talk to you all later. Peace. Outro.